There we go, victorious. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something slightly different. As I'm celebrating 1 year of assembling the Kings. You guys were treated to FIFA yesterday. Good to bring that back after so long. Could Cobra Kai game be making a comeback? Maybe. You never know. You never know. But I am joined by obviously my other half, the GOAT himself, Ryan Jackson.
What's up? No.
No. RJ. Just RJ. Just pure simple RJ. Now, obviously, this is going to be one of them kind of little spin-off things that me and Darius have done in the past. I've done with Shamoon in the past. This is going to be a me and RJ exclusive. So for all the shippers out there that ship #RJacob, like make that the ship. I'm treating you to exclusive content for just us two. And the good thing about this is I said this the other day, me and RJ are basically every movie duo ever. You get the white lead and his black best friend. Like it's literally the main trope across every movie and show ever.
It is.
It is basically that. Like Iron Man and War Machine, Sam and Steve, Bucky and Sam, Oliver and John Diggle, Lando and Han, Brian and Roman, Connor and Ethan from Power Rangers. Like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But we're not here to talk about those things. We're here to talk about Stranger Things. And before we jump straight into it, I want to preface this by saying that I'm not the biggest Stranger Thing fan, but I like it. I really do like it. And in terms of things that were high up on my list in terms of hype, Stranger Things wasn't up there as much as
wasn't up there.
It wasn't. It wasn't up there as much as, let's say, Kenobi or half of the MCU was. But as you all have seen in my latest streams and videos, I've been very disillusioned by the products that especially Disney are putting out in relation to Marvel and Star Wars, to the point where Stranger Things, the show that I was actually least expecting to enjoy, I've actually enjoyed more. And Stranger Things Season 4, that rhyme, don't hate the player, hate the game, bars. That's a reference to someone. I think someone said that on YouTube. There might have been Tyro Magnus. But essentially, even though it wasn't a bit up here, in terms of best shows this year, out of all the ones I've watched, number one. I have a few issues with how that finale played out.
Yeah.
And I have a few issues with the common theme of today's shows and movies.
We will talk about that. We will talk about that.
Axe people.
We will talk about that.
If you know what I mean. But overall, this season, holy shit. Now, I will say something quite controversial here. This is my favorite season of the show. The best season is season 1. Season 2, not as good, still pretty solid. Season 3, mostly watch it for Billy. Season 4 is this is top tier fucking stuff. I wouldn't have believed this was a show at all with the way that it played out, and especially the way the final 2 episodes played out. That's better than most movies and shows that are released today. The cinematography, the effects, the script, the dialogue. And I'll use Kenobi as an example just to, trash the House of Mouse some more. Kenobi had about 2 running subplots, right? With Obi-Wan and Vader and Reva and Owen, right? Couldn't merge them at all. Like they come to a head at the end of the episode. They don't merge whatsoever. They merge about as well as mayonnaise and ketchup. Like it was terrible. Whereas Stranger Things has about 4 subplots going on.
Yeah, like 4.
You got Vecna, you got Max, you got bloody Eddie and Dustin, then you got bloody Nancy and Steve and Robin. Like you got all these. Hell, you've got
the Jason guy,
the adults. Then you got Russia. Then you got Jason in the fall. You got all these different bits of connective tissue, and they managed to merge it all together to the end, to where everything comes together perfectly. Like that. Give these people an award. And let's just also enjoy this moment, ladies and gentlemen, because Stranger Things doesn't come around often. Like this is a show that I think will stand the test of time. As I've said before, like if a movie is released like 10 years ago, people will panic. Oh, there's not a latest version. People will forget. It's like, no, film and TV are forever. They'll always be there. We're still talking about Godfather today, the original Star Wars today. Nothing is different in that aspect. But the finale was absolutely fucking insane. I dare I say, I don't think I've shit myself more watching an episode of Stranger Things than I had while we were watching that. Like at least every second there was a or there was a
Yeah, we were. Ooh, it was tense,
like
bro.
every single character had this moment where they were having a conversation with someone, like the other person was about to die. Like every single, like you had bloody Erica and Lucas, you had Dustin and Eddie, R.I.P.
They did it so well.
Jump straight in.
So well, like it was. We couldn't predict who was gonna die, even though nobody really. I'll touch on that later, but
Except Eddie.
Yeah, but I liked this season. I still think season 1 is the best season, the best made season, but the best edited season. The $300 million, like, they flexed. The Duffer Brothers flexed. Okay, they flexed with that budget. They did. They were flexing because this wasn't a Netflix show. This was like a movie. Like each episode was a movie. Yeah. So.
Oh, dude, the budget really pays off in this, and you know, it's kind of like that thing of where do companies take the gamble and put that much money into it, but when you see the end result, like the shot of Eddie playing Metallica on top of the RV with the lightning in the background and the bats and the atmosphere and the aesthetic and Dustin, it was so beautifully shot. I was like, wow, this is better than most movies today. Like, this is better than, say, 80% of them. And most of pretty much the MCU at the moment as well. Just want to throw that out there. Another opportunity to ransack the House of Mouse. But in terms of, like, the characters this season, I felt like some of them did get sidelined. And that's just by proxy of there being so many characters in the mix.
And that's what they add too much characters every season.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The longer you do it, the more you do it, the more characters are in there, and the original intention can become muddied. Yeah. So I assumed that with the tone that they were setting up for season 4 and that trailer for volume 2, I assumed that at least 3 characters were getting the chop, just because there's so many. Like, you don't need to kill characters needlessly, not cheaply, but there's a way to do it where you kind of, you know, you focus on specific characters and you use the off-cut characters to emotionally serve those ones. Because there was a lot of characters. There still is a lot of characters. A lot. Like, it didn't feel like Jonathan had much to do this season besides smoking dope. Argyle, I don't
care. I don't care. I don't know why.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't know why he's here.
Like he seems like a funny dude, but we lose. Like, why not? Like, in my eyes, you could have killed Susie as well. Take her out of the equation. She got Billy and Hopper almost killed. So, but you know, it's harsh of me to say, but you know, it's true. You know, it's like, no, people are dying. Like, let's not do this High School Musical shit here. Like, fuck that. But that's last season. But essentially, some characters definitely needed to get the chop. You know, and I just felt like they went with the obvious choice of Eddie again. And as heartbreaking as his death is, you go ahead.
All right, I gotta say this. All right, because I was talking to Darius about this last night.
Shout out to Darius.
And
love you, bro.
He didn't. He said that he liked the final 2 episodes, but he said that he felt that it was underwhelming a little bit, and I could see what he was saying. Like, I kind of agree with him on what his complaints were, but my biggest issue is that they introduce a new character, and this is the problem with all 4 seasons. They introduce a new character just to kill them off because it feels like they do that because they're afraid to kill off a main character.
Yep.
So it's like when they wrote, oh, Chrissy's dead. Oh, people think that Eddie killed her. The cult thing. I knew Eddie has no way out. He's gonna die because even if he didn't die, he was going to jail.
Yeah.
And as much as like Hopper and the rest of the crew are cool and all, they're not Saul Goodman, okay? So they're not gonna like get him out of jail. All right.
No.
They couldn't do that. Like
the upside down doesn't work in the court of law.
Yeah. So I knew he was gonna die. It's just a shame that they introduce new characters just to kill him off. And Eddie was arguably the best character in the entire season. He arguably was.
He stole the show.
That actor, I forgot.
Joseph? I think it's
Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
That guy.
Get him in Doctor Who, BBC. Get him in Doctor Who.
He is good. Phenomenal.
Yep.
But that the part where now Max. All right.
They should have committed.
Max grew on me a lot more this season. I liked her in season 2. Season 3, she kind of was annoying. Season 4, she grew on me a lot. But
she was great this season.
She was great. But they make episode 4 feel so pointless now. Because she wrote the letters.
Yep.
And she survived Vecna like 3 or 4 different times. And it just felt like, what are we doing?
Like, it feels like you're not committing. And look, I understand we don't want Max to die. I don't want Max to die. I mean, Billy's already been killed off. Like, the fact that Billy dies to save Max and then she dies, that can ring a bit sore. But the thing is, it's classic Chekhov's gun, where she writes those letters. I would have killed her. Like, I love Max to death, but I think in the context of that scene and the performance by the actor who plays Lucas, fucking amazing. But, you know, I would have killed her off because that gives them motivation and drive to finish him off. Like, that's personal. Like, you've taken away not just one of the adults, one of the kids. Like, you've made it personal for everyone involved. And I feel like this season then is so focused on Max that when she goes, it's even more heartbreaking. But now going into season 5, it takes away that gravity of, maybe one person will die at Max because it's the final season, and that's it. It feels like they wanted to, but they pulled back.
Yeah,
they were committing, and then they were like, Twitter outrage. I personally would have said fuck that and killed her.
I wouldn't have killed Max. That wouldn't have been in the script anyway. But the point we're trying to make is that.
Yeah, I would have picked other characters, but in the context.
In the context of if you're gonna commit. Don't just say, we're gonna put one foot in the door, but not put both feet in the door. It's like,
yep.
But I don't know.
Because then you cheapen it going forward. That when a character's in a situation, it doesn't feel as tense because the only thing they can walk away from is an injury. Unless they're a character like Eddie, that's literally a one season wonder, then you know they're gonna go. But anyone else that's either the kids or Hopper or Joyce, basically the ones who are protected from outside sources, if you know what I mean, like the Darryls of the show, you know, it's like Steve even. Now, I thought initially they were actually setting Eddie up to replace Steve as a brother figure to Dustin. And I thought Steve was going to be the one to get the job, just because he connects to every character.
Yeah. There was a lot of teasers that I thought that Steve was going to die, but it was a little weird because like it seemed like they were setting Eddie up to be like the new Steve in a way.
Yep.
But I feel like if Steve were to die, it would be in the final season.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If they let's say if they kill Steve in season 5, you should have let Eddie live. Because now who's there to fill the big brother role for Dustin?
Okay, so
that basically means Steve ain't gonna. He can't. Yeah, he won't.
I don't think he's gonna die. I don't. Okay,
he can't.
if they kill, okay, I don't think they're gonna. Based off this season, I don't think they're gonna kill anybody in any of the mains next season. I just don't think so.
Yeah,
Because, uh, and
they
if
would have done it now.
yeah, and I don't think they're gonna kill 11 in the final season because they know the outcry with that. She does, and plus in the context of the character, her dying would be a huge disservice because she's been through
Some shit.
so much, and then all that she makes friends, has a true dad, all that to die. Like, nah, bro. No. I'll probably rant. I'll sort of riot. I'm sorry.
I mean,
can't do that.
I would have had her die with the Upside Down. That's how I would have done it. Like she sacrifices herself to get rid of it for good, and basically bring peace. So she fulfills her purpose of what she was created for. But with the way the context of the way season 4 has played out, you can't kill her now. Like it's because you already showed that you haven't got the balls to kill off Max, so you can't do it. You know, you just can't. So more or less, most of the main kids are probably going to be fine. You know, in terms of the adults, Murray could still get the chop. You know, he could still go. Argyle, if he's in next season,
care less. I mean,
I couldn't care less. Maybe he dies in the opening.
I said this last night. You know the scene where they all come back to Hawkins and he's there, and he's like, Nancy's like, what's he doing and stuff. I'm like, he just feels so out of place with the crew. He doesn't feel like he belongs.
Argyle.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, he's that comedic relief that you're supposed to kill during the season. Not so when he does die, it's heartbreaking because he's a funny dude, you know.
I thought he was going to die in that shootout scene. I thought he was going to die in the shootout scene. Wow.
That's what I thought. Like, and then let's talk about Brenner's death. Like, okay, this is where I talked about how good the writing is. Okay, but this needs to be caught. This needs to be put on blast. Duffer Brothers. What in the holy smoke were you thinking? There's like 5 cars right there. 5 cars. And he's running away Logan style, X-Men Origins Wolverine style.
We have different opinions on this.
He's like this.
We have different opinions on this.
I'm like, there's literally like 5 cars right there. Why are you not? Because then what happens is he gets in the car, the copter shoots the car rolls over, and maybe he's stuck in the car, and then you kill him that way. That way, he at least tries to escape in a logical way. Now, if he was a bumbling idiot and he was like Argyle, for instance, I could believe it. But Brenner has been the mastermind of things since the beginning. Why would he not just go to a car?
Okay.
That really threw me for 6. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay. I get people's complaints.
That made me cry, Beth.
I get people's complaints on how he died. Now with me, I'm just kill this son of a bitch. I don't care. Kill him. I don't care. Make him stupid.
Well, I mean, I'm in the same camp, but at least kill him
off the screen because we were watching it and you were like, oh, he goes out like that. I'm like, hey,
yeah. Okay, I wanted him to get much worse than that. Like, have a Demogorgon bloody attack him or something. Like, why the hell? Like, this dude gets a bullet shot. He got off in the Stranger Things universe. He got off easy.
So you were saying that you wanted him to die much worse.
Yeah, like he got off very easy. Like, bullet shots.
I thought you were
complaining this dude needs to be thrown to a pack of Demodogs or something. Like, what the hell? Like, throw him in the Upside Down.
I thought you
sacrifice him instead of Eddie.
Yeah, I thought you were saying that you were mad that he didn't get in the car and they made him stupid to die.
Oh, a bit of both, really.
Oh, but me, I just get him on the screen. I do want it. I did want him to die much worse because if I'm being honest, Jason, the guy that was fighting Lucas, he's an asshole.
And that dude got burnt.
He didn't deserve that. Okay, he didn't deserve that. He deserved it. No, I'm saying like, hold on, just wait, give me a second, hold on. Brenner, yeah, he did. In my opinion, deserves that. But I do get what people are saying. Like, I wanted him to die much worse, like a slow death. But I was so fed up with the geezer. Like, get him off the
You're just like,
screen, man.
just get him off my
Get him
screen
off.
so I don't have to see his bitch ass. I mean, I'm in the same camp. I just feel like they could have wrote that scene a bit better to have him die in a much more, because Stranger Things is very widely known for its epic deaths, and that was like the most unepic death ever. Maybe that's why they gave it to him, because he's such a piece of shit. They're like, you know what? We're not even going to give you a good death. We're just going to shoot you. Fuck you. You know, that's me.
Yeah. No, because like with me, like I'm like, when I was watching Volume 1 with TCK and Evan,
Yeah.
I was like, man, get this man off the. I hate this guy. Get him on the screen. Can he just die already? Like I was like Green Goblin in Toby's Spider-Man. It's time to die. Like get him off the screen.
Time to go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like. I don't know.
But I mean, it's just, I don't know, like, it's the way that it was like, there's 5 cars there, and he walks off like some. It's like, Brenner, you haven't earned this. You haven't earned this heroic walk that you're doing right now. You deserve to be strung up and thrown in the upside down and fed to Vecna. Like, you don't deserve this little walk of Hollywood right now. What are you doing? Where has this come from? Like, the sudden little, to me, it didn't feel earned that he was like, you know what, 11, I believe in you. It's like,
yeah, and people have said like, oh, he cares for 11. No, he doesn't, bro. No, he doesn't. He literally 11 when she said bye, she was like, I'm sick of your bullshit. Like, piss off.
in his own sick, twisted way. But you know, the people that say that he loves 11 are probably the people that love that Joker and Harley relationship gold crap.
Now, one thing I want to say is, I wanted them to have Mike have a reaction to seeing Brenner, like, because in season 1, this man was on the run from him. 11, all the kids were on the run from him.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could have just done so much more with it. You know, it just felt like they wrote it to get it out the way. You know, and in some ways, I'm kind of happy about, because as controversial as this opinion is, that is the least interesting part of the show to me. Like that whole subplot of it's great for character development and to show you how 11 came to be and why people want to use her and whatnot. But it's like, okay, upside down, aliens, the kids on their bikes. That's the shit I love. This whole Russian subplot. Military. I'm like,
that's crazy, because I've seen like other people's opinions on what they think was the weakest subplot, and some people said like the Russia one. I personally love the Russia one.
I like the Russian one this season.
Yeah, but the last season, okay, I'm gonna be honest, the Arnold Schwarzenegger look-alike, like, all right,
yeah. Get out! Go to the upside down now.
Yeah. But I don't know if I agree with that, CKW. No.
Oh no. That's
Those people,
those Russian stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't compare it to that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, those people are.
Tori and Kreese have a much better.
Tori and Kreese. That's a Kreese actually cares about Tori.
That's a goated connection. Brenner and 11 is very.
Yeah, those people
need to seek help. Like Brenner and 11, that is the definition of Joker and Harley. Like that's basically what it is. You know.
Yeah.
It's weird shit.
But like,
Jesus.
Yeah. With me, the weakest subplot for me was the California one. Okay. The California one was the weakest one because it wasn't, and not because it's not bad or anything. It's just they didn't give Mike, Jonathan, and Will so much to do.
Oh yeah, and they visited Susie, so that's already as well. I don't want, anytime I see her on screen, I'm reminded of that bullshit. You know, sing me a song as people are dying. It's like, shut up, you nerd. For God's sake. No hate to the actress, she does a great job. I'm just saying the character is an annoying little fucker. Like, get her away. Sorry. Yeah, she got my man Billy killed before he could even have a good redemption. She got Hopper fucking basically killed before they brought him back because of fan outrage. Like, fake out deaths. It was just like, No, you writ that in there. It's like when Daryl punches like Negan, right? Just so they have a reason to kill Glenn. Like that's what that was. I'm like, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
that's season 3, Fox.
I gotta be careful what I'm about to say for this next one because
Oh, controversial.
okay, the character of Will. All right, I'm saying it. All right, listen. I like his character, but I know there's a lot of Noah Schnapp fangirls and fanboys. All right,
Yeah,
that's
but they don't like the character. They just.
yeah. They just listen.
I mean, Noah's a cool dude, but
Will, the character of Will in volume 2 was better in volume 1 because volume 1 he was getting on my nerves a little bit. You know, I get it, I get it, but like my biggest
my heart just said, "Zoom."
my biggest issue with him is that he was acting like he didn't know 11 like that, like in school. And I'm like, dude, man, if you go do something, bro, like, come on, that's your sister.
Angela.
Like,
Sorry, that was
your,
Sorry, that was funny.
She's basically your sister at this point, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, he kind of just stood like. I'm sorry, I think I say it all the time. Angela. But aside from that, Will should have been like more proactive in like looking out for her, you know. And I felt like he kind of quivered and faltered. You know how like one comparison I can draw it to. You know how like when Kyler's being a real piece of shit to Kenny, you know, and Robbie could say something, you know, and Kyler, damn, what a comment. And then
you see that comment? Look at his face, his comment. What you mean? Everyone agrees.
Will, he's more. Yeah, I get that, but I think within the context of what I think we're saying is that, you know, him trying to stick up for, you know, 11, I think would have been better. It's sort of like how Harry stuck up for Peter in the first Spider-Man news, like where he's like, leave him alone, or his father or your father. He knows he's going to get his ass whooped, but I think it's just knowing that the intention of sticking up for his pal is the main thing, you know, that he. But I suppose that's part of Will's progression. But man, I mean, I don't feel as strongly about it. I was like, well, come on, man, speak up for God's sake.
Well, no, it's not even just that. It just seems like I get where they were going with it, but it's like it just seems like he was just moping around, and I know what they were trying to do. I get it, but it could have been done better. They could have went a different direction with it. That's what that's basically what I'm trying to say. Is like,
and I think that's just purely a result of too many characters.
Yeah, that's
literally the problem.
Because like you could have had him. Okay, like I would have changed. Like
you about 2 seasons of story in this one season.
Yeah, like you could keep like the whole thing about him and Mike. I get it, but like you could keep it because it makes his volume 2 arc much better, and I like that. But you gotta like, I don't know, but I'm not answering that question. We're trying not to get canceled. But anyway, but like I would have changed that dynamic, you know, like just kind of like, okay, I disagree with that. Oh, I gotta say this one thing. I'm glad Abbas put that comment in. You fans gotta stop hating on Mike. You fans gotta stop hating on Mike. I'm sorry. Y'all blame him for I don't get
like, to be fair, Mike's this season was his weakest out of the 4, in my opinion.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Like he was just there to be a discount, younger looking Kylo Ren. But you know, other than like that, like his in volume 2, much better. Like I'm noticing a theme here. Everyone that's with Will, Jonathan, and Mike, like that crew is basically the characters that got sidelined, and then volume 2 is where they shine. Like I'm noticing a theme here. But you know, Angela, sorry, I can't get over that. But I do hope next season they shine a bit more light on Will as the original.
Me too. Yeah.
But again, it's just derivative of I don't know if that's the right word. By proxy, again, of how many characters they have, where you've got 4 or 5 different groups. Each group has like 5 people, and you're running multiple story arcs. And I still stand by what I said. They still managed to merge them really well.
They
But
do.
I feel like, if I got to be fair, the characters of Mike and Will only really shine towards the end. Like before that, like just non-existent. But this whole little, like, I'm not really delving much into the Stranger Things, fandom with the Hellfire Club. But I don't understand this sort of obsession that Mike only cares about 11. I mean, he loves the girl, but he doesn't just care about 11. Like,
Yeah.
he's caring of other people. I want to see his thoughts on Eddie as well. Because on that, no one gave a fuck about Eddie dying except Dustin. That really pissed me off. I was like, excuse me a minute here. What happened to everyone talking? I'll get to that in a minute. But, Mike, this season, very, but not bad, just there,
Yeah, like I hope they give Will more to do in the final season because it started with him technically.
Yeah.
So he should have more to do in the final season because he's been sidelined like hell these last 2 seasons. Like Jesus.
Or Will or Mike.
Will. He's been
yeah.
sidelined. I'm like, yo, y'all got to give him like more to do.
Especially with this final season, like this dude, aside from 11, this is the only other guy who has any connection, like, or power to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
He's the only other one.
Yeah.
And he could be the key. Like, if with his little like neck thing, he could be the key to actually how they win.
Yeah, because he senses when, like, he sensed the whole thing with the merging and stuff. Yeah. And I wonder how they're gonna do that with the final season because they said they start filming the final season next year. So it's not gonna be a long wait. We're probably gonna get it in 2024.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But do enjoy it, people, because once season 5 is done, like, that's it. So do enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's here and enjoy the ride. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have this sort of inkling that maybe Vecna. I do hope they do this. This is a good way to bring back characters from the past without retroactively ruining their deaths. Marvel. Is Vecna can use like Eddie, Billy, Bob, even though she was in one episode and. All right. And then, sorry, I don't mean to rag on Bob, but everyone's like, Bob. I'm like,
yeah, I have to say that. Why do people dwell on her character so much?
She was in one episode, and then, like, I don't care. Like, I care, but, like, what I'm saying. But, like, what if Vecna uses, like, people of the past, like victims that have been taken by either the Mind Flayer, or Demogorgon, or Vecna himself, to be used against the kids or our heroes to push them, that could be cool, where maybe he's taunting Dustin and like an undead Eddie is in front of him or something, shit like that. Even though he should technically be alive, but you could use someone for everyone, and I think you might have to, if you're gonna commit,
you gotta commit.
Don't tease it, because you're not, like, the reason why that episode was so tense and we were shitting ourselves every 5 seconds was because you genuinely felt like a couple of people were going to get the chop. And as great as the finale was, I just didn't feel, hey Cody, what's up, brother? Commander Cody. I just didn't feel like they wanted to go the other 20% of the way. And it's very frustrating because we're in a time at the moment where, I mean, look, Top Gun Maverick showed that you don't need to kill. Ow! Just cut my foot. Oh, that hurt. You don't need to. You don't need to kill characters to have a good story or a tense moment. But son of a bitch. But sometimes a character death or two can heighten the emotional gravity of the story, and I think offing a few of the characters, sort of like how in Infinity War, you kill Vision permanently, all the other Avengers are dead, but that way when Endgame rolls around, it's a condensed group and you can really focus on the growth and the development of each character. And obviously they bring back the people later on and whatnot, but even like an Empire Strikes Back, where like, you know, is Han alive? Are we ever going to see him again? Luke's just found out, foot's bleeding, that Vader is, you know, his father and all that kind of stuff. Rest in peace. Foot's still kicking strong for now, but hurts like a bitch, but he'll be fine. As long as I don't be a baby about it. But yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna kill someone, like commit, because other than Jason, like it didn't feel like they. Yeah, and this is the thing. This is what I don't like with what Star Wars is doing at the minute. Is if you kill a character and then bringing them back, like it's great sometimes, but every so often you cheapen death, and it feels like, okay, so Billy dies, Eddie dies, Max, nah. And what that communicates to me is there's certain characters that are protected.
Yeah, exactly.
And they won't kill them. And I don't know how I feel about that because obviously, I mean, look at Walking Dead, for instance. The reason why it feels so dissimilar to what it used to be is because the original group was like 8 people, and half of them were dead by season 4. You know, and then the more you do it, the more you move further away from the original product, and then you can't kill the originals because they're the only connective tissue you have left to the beginning. If that makes sense.
And also, The Walking Dead really only had 3 protected characters up until they killed one of them for no reason. But before the stupidness kicked in of The Walking Dead, it was Carl, Rick, and Daryl. Those are 3 protected characters. You couldn't touch them.
Fucking Carl's death.
But then they killed off Carl and was like, oh, whatever. But it's so stupid.
Killing off the future of your show. What a joke. You know, and we'll get back to Stranger Things, but on a quick side note, shout out to you, AMC, because you want to do spin-offs. So let's kill the next legacy character. Yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea. Good job. That's like fucking, what is it? You're setting up the Young Avengers, so you kill Patriot as soon as as soon as you bring him into the fold. That's like in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Patriot being killed off. Yeah. That's like Kate Bishop being killed off in Hawkeye show. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. But yeah, don't do a Walking Dead where you just go on a random and just start killing people because you can, and pointless deaths like Noah, for instance. Oh, that pissed me off. But back to Stranger Things. You know, it just feels like they're tiptoeing. You know, they're not going to commit. And if then I said this before, they could still have one major death next season. But I think because they've already teased Hopper and they almost killed him, and Joyce, they're not going to kill her. Like, she's been. They won't kill them too. Will has been through so much. Like, he should have died in season 1. The fact that he's alive is a miracle. So you do a disservice to his arc if you kill him. 11, the way they've played out the story, you can't kill her. Mike, part of the show. Dustin, he's the brains of the whole thing. And Max is like that. You know, like in Power Rangers, you get the 6th Ranger. That's basically Max. She's like that sort of cool rogue anti-hero badass.
Yeah, she ain't gonna die. She ain't gonna die.
And Lucas's progression has been stellar. So
I will say this though. I hope they don't make her blind, like permanently blind, because that's heartbreaking. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, bro. And the thing is, I think she's borderline paralyzed. Like, she can heal up, but her bones are broken, dude. They are broken. Like, they're gonna take months to heal. Now,
yeah,
if they do this instead, where maybe she's actually dying already, and it's just a case of when, you know, maybe she's already dead. It's just a case of when they.
But even then, though, I'll get pissed at that, because why didn't you just do it in season 4?
You should have done it there. And I think if you kill her then, you make season 5 have so much more weight, especially the Kate Bush moment where she's running away from Vecna, and that fucking amazing scene that, you know, got Kate Bush wildly. Even Metallica, I saw something that said that Metallica's Master of Puppets is like skyrocketing Kate Bush style at the moment. But essentially,
great song.
You know, you really, oh hell yeah, you know, you know, it'll be even better if you just stretch the guitar, if you dilute it a little bit, you know, if you stretch it and then you dilute it. if you tune it,
You put
just a little
something
bit.
that you can't read on it,
Yeah. If you tune it just a little bit, if you tune
You
it,
put someone's face. That's
if you tune it just a little bit, you tune it, but essentially, again, no disrespect intended. But
you're going all in. Screw that shit.
yeah, but Eddie destroyed that guitar, bro. If you know, you know. But essentially, I just feel like this constant sort of tiptoeing around. If you're going into the final season, it just communicates to me that Vecna's the big bad. They're gonna beat him, and they're all gonna get a happy ending, and that's great. But I just feel like a death before that penultimate win, like it's like in Return of the Jedi. When they win, it's so sweet because of the bullshit that they've gone through to get there. Now, no one permanently dies, but that's because there's only like 4 or 5 main characters. You can't just go bumping them off. Stranger Things has about 10. Like,
yeah,
you gotta kill one.
It felt like when I don't know how you felt about this, but it felt like the 2 days later thing was kind of rushed. Like I love the Hopper and 11. That scene, so emotional.
I think they should have saved the 2 days later. They should have just shown the whole world merging, and then that was left it in black.
Okay, I halfway agree. But
it's sweet, but I do feel like there's a good ending there.
But like I agree with you, but like that ending where like they're all in the field, like I love that shot. That shot is
that shot is really good.
That shot is sick, man.
That's really good.
And like the
11's like facing it down. I'm like, I don't normally say this, but go on, Queen. Hell yeah. I'm never saying that ever again. Hey Armando, what's up, brother?
Oh god, that was funny.
I'm never ever saying that ever again. But she was looking at that shit. I was like, you know what? I was embracing my inner feminist, and I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, hell yeah. That's hey, let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. There was moments
where
come on, 11.
I felt more hype for 11 standing there facing off in that cinematic shot against the upside down merging with ours than the whole of Captain Marvel, the whole movie. So just that's how you do it. I was fucking going, oi, let's go.
Because like that shot and the score, oh man, that was something.
It was sick.
It was.
And when I say go on, Queen, I'm not saying it to be ironic. I genuinely mean like hell yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. 11 is that dude. She looked like she was about to fuck shit up. I was like, oi,
this, bro. Yeah, but like, so when they got back, Mike had said something like, because 11 was like distant, and he said like she hasn't lost before. It kind of feels like they didn't lose. Like it didn't feel like it was the Empire Strikes Back of the show. It felt like okay, she won halfway. No, like Vecna won halfway, but like it wasn't,
Yeah, he sort of half won. He didn't fully win. And I think what I wanted was when Vecna like starts to take control afterwards, I was like, oh shit, this is the moment. Like Eddie's gonna go, Max is gonna go, maybe Murray's gonna come in and save Hopper and he's gonna go. Like I thought they were gonna have like 3 deaths at the same time.
Yeah. But
they are, bro.
I think they're gonna bring back that Anza dude and that other guy. The 2 Russian dudes. I think they're gonna bring them back. Hello? Oh, okay.
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know why my mic just. Maybe it's EA hacking or something. Even in my Stranger Things streams, bloody company. But yeah, I do see what you're saying. Is like it. Maybe what they've been setting up since season 1 is because let's be honest, I don't know how Russians feel about how this show treats the Russian world. Like I don't know how they feel about it. Because they are kind of like I think this is why Enzo kind of exists to sort of balance it out a little bit because they're kind of portrayed as for the motherland, vodka throwing.
They even say that. for the motherland. And then like Anzo's like, welcome to the Soviet Union.
And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how they feel about this. But maybe what their end game is maybe the US, Russia, and like our group working together to take it all down, basically.
I would hope.
Yeah, because Russia, like, I'm not like, again, I'm not into the whole like, oh, represent, like, you know, I'm just trying to say, it's just like, wait, if you're a Russian watching this, you're like, oh, here we go, we're the bad guys again. Didn't Creed 2 show them anything? You know,
like, Anzo and the other guy, the other Russian that was the funny one, that was the stupid funny one.
Yeah, Yuri or whatever his name is.
Yuri, yeah, they're definitely either somewhere in the U.S. or they're in Hawkins, because there's no way that they're still in Russia. They would have gotten, ooh, buddy. There's no way they're in Russia. They went with Hopper, definitely.
Yeah, because they left it so open ended. Like, I think they are with them, and Enzo's
they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back.
He's just a cool dude. Like, I like him. Like, I was scared for him a lot because, again, whenever they introduce a new character that everyone likes, they kill him off. That's what I thought Enzo was gonna suffer, the same fate that Eddie ended up suffering.
I want to see more Enzo and Yuri.
Fuck you, asshole. That's a Terminator 1 reference for you. Shout out to you, AR.
See, those type of characters, they could be like, okay, more Anzo more than Yuri, but because Yuri's more like the comedic relief.
Mm-hmm.
I could see. I want them to come back. I think I like Anzo. He's badass. What? What? What is so funny?
It's just your camera had basically glitched for a minute then, so it was just like this.
Fuck's sake.
It's technical difficulties.
I hate this shit. Forget my point.
Everyone in the comment section, let's get that trending. But yeah, like, I mean, they got plans for Enzo going forward anyway. So I do hope that he's like the good part of Russia, you know, and then he's like, you know, stick it to the Americans, you know.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Like, I can't hear you. He's like, what do you mean? I can't hear you. Yeah, shit is right. Nope.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
What the hell's going on? Some BS. Jesus. Yeah, Murray knows for us. Hey, there you go. Oh, Jacob, there you go. It's official.
What?
Steve in season 5. I mean, the thing is, but this is one thing that I want to talk about as well. This whole, like, when Jonathan asked Nancy, "Are we okay?" No, you are not okay at all whatsoever. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, she asks, "Are we okay?" And he, you know, like, he asked, "Are we okay?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, just put. You see, I'm not into this whole like, "Oh, I ship it, I stand." Like, I'm not into all that. Fuck that shit. Like, in my opinion, right, Nancy should stay with Jonathan because the early seasons really kind of solidified that. But
it really did.
You know, I'm hoping this can be used as a point of reference for Steve to fully move on. Now he said what he needed to say to Nancy. Now he can fully move on. That's what I'm hoping. Because if they put them back together, then you do a disservice to Jonathan's arc.
Oh, God.
Then you do a disservice to Jonathan's arc, you know, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just give Steve a new love interest. Can we give Steve a love interest, please? Like, even Robin's got one now. Like, can we give Steve just someone to make
like,
oatmeal?
With me, it's obvious they're setting it up that Nancy and Steve are gonna get back with each other. And for me,
I don't know how I feel.
I prefer her to stay with Jonathan because
The early seasons made it.
the season 2 ending when she's at the dance. He's moved. They made it seem like he moved on. In season 3, he didn't even think about Nancy. He really didn't. He did like season 4. You can make an argument that they just kind of brought it back up just to force. Yeah. They kind of forced it, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great moment between them, and I'm really hoping that that's his cue of like, I've said what I needed to say to you. Now I'm going to move on. But with that dialogue, right, that little bit of dialogue between Jonathan and Nancy, where he asks, "Are we okay?" and she's like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, shit.
And then like the part
where
she comes back and he sees her with Jonathan, it's like, what are we doing here, Steve? Go hug 11 or somebody. Like you're gonna let that ruin your mood? Come on.
You go hug Dustin, man. Go bloody load up Tinder, like for Christ's sake.
Mike 11 and
fucking hell.
Mike and 11 just got back and like, come on, go hug them or something. Like you're like, oh, let me just walk back and then she's like, Robin's like consoling him. It's like, we don't need this. Come on. Mm-hmm. But get Steve a love interest, please.
Yeah, and not Nancy, like someone new, because as great as it would be in some ways for Steve to get back with Nancy and their chemistry and whatnot and their history.
Yeah.
The bond that Jonathan and Nancy have together, was really strong in the first couple of seasons, and Jonathan has been completely sidelined this season to smoking dope. So you do a disservice to that. But then you also do a disservice to Steve's arc of him moving on and moving forward. I don't know, doing some weirdness in the chat again.
Funny comment.
What did he doing some weirdness in the chat? I don't know. The guy's bloody pissing me off at them, but Jesus Christ. And I don't know. From now on, if there's any stupidness, I'm just blocking it. That's my new code of conduct. Any stupidness, blocked. I'll go Vecna on you. But essentially, I just feel like, why are we doing this? Like before the penultimate season, why haven't we allowed Steve to move on?
It's like, come on,
dude. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It just. Why are they like bringing it up? I don't understand why they're doing that.
I really don't know. It's just kind of like there's so many other ways we can do these things without retroactively going back and changing stuff, and it's kind of a shame because I really hope that they would plant the seeds for Steve to really move on, like going forward. And it's quite clear he has, but he's still hung up on Nancy.
He really is.
And then even Eddie says to him, that woman loves you, blah, 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 blah. And like they're putting all this there for them to get back together. It's basically going to happen. So then you're going to screw over Jonathan.
Yeah.
Then you got to kill him. Like you're just going to bloody leave Nancy? You're going to give him the Spider-Man 2 treatment? The Mariah Carey video? Leave him at the altar?
I don't see Jonathan just letting go of Nancy like that. I don't see it.
Oh, God. We're not going to have a punch-up between Steve and Jonathan, are we? I mean, I love Jonathan, but Steve...
Yep.
Like, Steve would probably take his head off. Like, it's... Jesus. We don't
know about that, but Jonathan beat his ass this season 1.
True. But, like, I mean, Steve hasn't been able to win a fight for shit, but I think with all the experience he's gained now, I think he could throw down. Like, it's...
I think he could throw... I think it'll be a close fight. But I think that Jonathan...
I just don't think this is necessary. This
is
like
we do.
I agree. Situation. Like
I'm just putting the Vegas odds out there. Like,
yeah, she doesn't love you. She loves me. Yeah, oh God, I've seen people shipping Robin and Nancy. I'm like, what happened to the era, right? Of two friends just shooting the shit together, not being in any relationship. Like it's crazy, Yeah, I don't know, but they're definitely setting it up for something. I just hope whatever it is resolved within an episode. Like I don't
Oh, you
Like,
know it's not. You know
no.
it's not. Here's what's gonna happen. Final season, there's gonna be all this conflict between those three, and then the final episode, they're gonna time jump after they defeat Vecna. Time jump, and you're not gonna know who she's gonna be married with. Watch.
Oh wow. Oh, God, that would be a big middle finger. It would be like, yeah, we're not going to tell you. Ouch. And that basically confirms again that they won't kill off any of the old people.
Oh, none of the mains are gonna die. Come on.
Basically, any character that we've got now, they're not dying. Any new characters,
They're dead.
they'll go. But any of the old, they'll be fine. I don't know. It's just the experience that Steve has. I reckon he could take him easily now. It's just.
I wouldn't say easily. I wouldn't say easily.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know. Like I just got this feeling that Steve will have that because he can't win a fight, right? Let's just keep it 100. Like he can't win a fight. The only person he can probably win against is Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean,
you
the thing with Jonathan is like you gotta watch out for people like him because they've been through so much in their life.
To be fair, like
fighting their whole life.
Jonathan beat his ass in that first season. He beat his ass. He gave him the ass whooping of a lifetime.
I was like,
He went off on him. He was like bang, bang, bang. I was like, King Steve, that everyone's been telling me
so much about. Dude, I love that. Billy was like laughing when he seen him point. He's like, ha ha ha.
Oh my god, they did Steve a bit of a disservice there when he was fighting Jonathan though. Not Jonathan, Billy though, because after Billy hits him with the plate, Billy proceeds to just smack the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Billy was see. This is why they needed Billy, because he would have
muscle, dude.
Billy would have taken care of those bullies in 2 seconds. He would have taken care of them, bro.
Yeah. Oh god, this is the only problem when you add new characters into the mix. It's like they're not raises questions. Did Billy ever interact with Eddie? Did Billy ever interact with Jason? Like, imagine Billy interacting with Jason and them lot. Like, good night, Vienna. Like, he's gonna drive his Charger straight at you and then run you over. Like,
yeah, because I'm.
Then who is that?
Yeah,
the I Am Weasel cartoon was classic on Cartoon Network. I saw some knockoff versions the other day. Totally horrible. Yeah, I know. Tune. But yeah, like, Stranger Things this season was just insane. And if anything, I think I enjoyed it more because it was the one that I least expected. Like, I knew it was going to be good, but it's on the list of things that I was looking forward to. Kenobi. It was like 5 on the list. And I've enjoyed, like, aside from Top Gun Maverick this year and the Batman, this has been my favorite watch.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, aside from those two, this has been my favorite watch. The fact that, like, it's great that the only nitpicks we have are sideline characters rehashing the past and maybe not killing off characters.
That's it.
That's it. The story in and of itself, the soundtrack, the effects, the dialogue, the script, the production value of it as well, and the performances and the directing, and none of this fucking shit either, was absolutely Jesus Christ Almighty.
What happened?
Don't read that comment that they just put in there. Don't read that comment.
Block that guy right now, please. Block him. Block him. No.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Disgusting. Okay. Don't do that.
Right. I'm gonna. Right. No. We're fine for this. Right. CVO. Can you stop making random accounts?
Stop. Yeah. Don't do that, bro.
It's probably just you using multiple different things. Why is it always you?
Yeah. Come on. Don't do that. Come on.
Jesus. Is this why you like CW shows so much? Because it's got all this weird cringy ass drama in it.
But
for God's sake. Now that's out of the way. Back to the point.
My only complaint story-wise was the subplot with Jace, like the basketball team. It's
that was a bit, yeah.
It's like, okay, we could take care of these dudes in 5 minutes. Can we do it already? Like, their whole thing.
When they were in the gun shop and he put that, like, his hand on Nancy's gun, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I was waiting for like Steve to come by and say, "We got a problem here. Like, what's going on here?" Like,
Yep.
because Billy, if he was alive
Oh
and
god.
he found out
Oh.
if Billy was like on the same, like he probably, let's be honest, if he was alive, he would be on this side. If he found out that he was like messing with like Lucas stuff, because he would have been on Lucas's side. They
I
would have
mean, this could have been the redemption they should have given him.
like Billy would have destroyed all of them.
Billy would have took all three of them.
Took all of them, whooped their ass.
This is this, and everyone would be like, "Oh, I love Billy now." It's like, yeah, that's why it's called a redemption arc.
Yeah.
Don't have to kill him. Like honestly, that. I mean, to be fair though, Jason's death, like he got split in half.
Yeah.
Good, you know. And at first, I felt sorry for him because Christy, like, she was a sweetheart. Like, you know, you don't. They always play that soundtrack when they're they're like, "Oh, this is a great moment between two people." It's like, yeah, you're about to kill her off, aren't you? Yeah, and then they
If I'm being honest, Chris, if the whole thing with Chrissy doesn't happen, Chrissy's with
none of
Eddie
this.
by the end Chrissy's with Eddie by the end of the season, bro.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
because I think she liked Jason, but she was feeling Eddie, man.
Yeah. With Eddie, she felt like she could be herself.
She could be herself, yeah.
Yeah, and then oh man, Netflix, how Duffer Brothers, how dare you do that? Like, how dare you do that? Like Eddie and Chrissy, like I was like this whole Nancy, Jonathan, Steve situation. Like I'm Eddie and Chrissy. That's what I'm on. Like, you kill both of them. And the moment that we knew Eddie was done, you know, like when they're in the field, him and Dustin, he's like, "There will be no retreating." And then like they're play fighting and whatnot, and it's like a great moment. And
Ready for a battle. Oh, he's like,
and then I think that the acting by Joe in that scene is so good because he looks at Dustin with like, "You really just said that," but also, man, I'm gonna fucking miss you if something goes wrong. Like it's in that moment he realizes I can't let anything happen to this kid at all.
he said, I love you, man. I was like, oh man.
I didn't run away this time, dude.
Who was he talking about when he said you got to watch over them? Like, I didn't know he was talking.
I think he means I presume he means Mike and Will, like the other sheep.
Oh, okay.
I think that's who he means. I don't think he means any like Steve, Nancy, or them because they didn't give a fuck about him when after all that. Well, honestly, not even a mention or anything. Not even Steve checking up on Dustin of how he's holding up. Oh yeah, your friend's dead. Like
that's why I said the ending was a little bit rushed.
And the scene between Eddie's father and Dustin, I love that, but it didn't feel like
his uncle.
Like they could have done more, you know.
His uncle knew right away. He didn't do this. Like he was the whole season. He's like,
and it just that's the only thing that bothers me about Eddie's death is it feels kind of unjust because he hasn't had a chance to clear his name. The whole town thinks that he's a murderer when he died to save them. You know, it's
really sad when it's a sad ending. Like this is probably the most saddest.
Yeah, I'd say it's even worse than Billy's. Like it's heartbreaking because at least with Billy, he went out saving Max. Like Eddie didn't get a chance to clear his name. He was forced into the situation quite literally, and he was very misunderstood. I think I might have to do a video on Eddie because there's a lot that we can learn from the character of Eddie about how not to judge people in that sense, you know. And Eddie was the loveliest soul out. I'd say he's probably the nicest character in this whole show.
Yeah. The only mean thing he did was the Erica thing. He's like, this is a babysitter.
Yeah. Oh, God, you remember it's like,
Beatles,
this is music.
This is music. And she's like, I'm 11, you long-haired.
Put a bowl at Steve's throat.
I love that scene where she's like, I'm 11, you long-haired freak. And then like Mike and Dustin are like, what do we do? Yeah. I love that scene so much, man. It's funny.
I mean, Vecna as well. Like this show needed a Pennywise, Michael Myers type person. Vecna is that dude, and knowing that he's been basically the guy from the beginning, like that, I love that. And it's not done in it's a forced kind of way, in a way where they kind of write it in to make it seem like he was there since the beginning. But
it is kind of a retcon.
But it's a good retcon. Like it's done
Yeah.
well to where you can go, oh, that makes sense now. Because that's always been my problem with Stranger Things, is there's been certain little things that have cropped up along the way where I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Now it makes sense. Like it makes sense that he's been the string puller this entire time. You know, can't wait to see more of him. Like he's great. Like for me, he's up there with like Michael Myers, Pennywise. He's up there. Like
He's an evil son of a bitch.
he's an evil bastard. He's got the look of like Swamp Thing, and Freddy Krueger, but the feel of Freddy Krueger and Pennywise and the stalking of Michael Myers. Like he's got a bit of everything, and the brutality of Jason Voorhees. Like he's got a bit of everyone. You know, it's great. I love it. I know he's not Anakin. Stop making that comparison. People.
Yeah. Ooh, no.
I'm sick of that being thrown around. Scarlet Witch is like Anakin because she falls to the dark side. Vecna's like, no, stop throwing that around. Stop it.
I actually want to touch on that. Okay.
He looks like him. He's more similar to Palpatine, for Christ's sake.
First off, Anakin had more of a reason. I don't care what anybody says. Sue me. Anakin had more of a reason to go to the dark side than Wanda crying about her kids that weren't even real. Okay. Yeah. Anakin was being shut down by the council. Okay.
Yeah, they cucked him bad.
They did. He literally. Do I agree with his decision? No, but I understand it.
He goes to Yoda and he asks, "What must I do? I'm seeing my wife dying." Or not, like he says, someone I know that I care about dying, so he can't say. And Yoda's like, just fine, just shrug it off. Like, kind of bullshit is that? Like, you green little testicle. Why don't you just
tell him? I'm sorry, but you can't.
Love you, Yoda, but Christ.
You can't defend Wanda at all. She tried to kill a kid. A child. Okay.
Yeah, and that whole mother excuse in Prison Break, the mother of the main lead is the villain of the show, and she uses the phrase, "I'm a mother." Like that, she uses that same phrase. So, yeah, that doesn't excuse Wanda's actions, and her redemption was completely forced at the end. What is it with shit redemptions lately? Like, I get pissed off that redemption characters are getting killed off, right? But at least when Ben Solo dies, it means something. At least when Harry Osborn dies, it means something. Reva is redeemed. I couldn't do it. Scarlet Witch just pulling down pillars. I'm like, where's all this shit redemption coming from?
I don't even think the Harry death means anything because like it was so forced. They made him so stupid just to kill him off in that scene. He gets in front of the thing. He could have just threw something at that. He could have threw something.
Yeah.
Like he's like gets in front of it. It's like, oh. Why?
It's like Christmas to me. Sorry, Father. Not the Father. See, Negan needs to have a little chit chat with Scarlet Witch. That's what needs to happen.
He literally, I'm sorry, but you understand as defending her. She tried to kill a kid. She tried to kill an innocent kid that just portal jumps. That's
and she basically took away someone's parents. She killed the leader of the X-Men, who is like a father figure to them all. So what she's what she's done essentially is she's basically said, "I feel shitty. I'm going to make all of you guys feel the same way I feel." That doesn't. But that no. Oh, but it's the multiverse. She can kill Reed. It's like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. He goes like this. He's like,
I don't like it.
And then, and then while he's like burning like spaghetti, you know, you've got Maria and Peggy looking at each other like this. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like attack the character for Christ's sake.
Well, shit. Cody, yeah, he did kill some kids, but like we're pointing out the hypocrisy of Wanda fans. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, Anakin kills like what Anakin's actions are despicable and disgusting, but the way that he gets there is so much more earned in the sense that
that's all we're saying. Wanda
Jesus Christ, and WandaVision didn't even set it up. Like it set her up to be a bit dark and a bit rogue, not evil. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Like,
Yeah,
she's in the movie creaming everyone. I'm like, why did you put that one sorcerer? You know, I say this in a nice way, the Okoye looking one. You know, like, you know, she dies. I felt more sympathy for her than Wanda in the entire movie. I was like, why are you do? And then you throw my boy Wong around like that. What is this? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Don't disrespect Wong. Okay,
how dare you?
Don't
Treat Wong better.
No, we don't do this. No.
To be fair, I'll just call Wanda a racist at this point. Just saying it straight. I'm just throwing it out there. Sue me. Like it's ridiculous. And then the fact that they nerf Doctor Strange, right? This dude was literally fighting Thanos with a breeze. She takes his little magic ring thing. All of a sudden, he can't fight.
A man can't have a he can't fight.
That's not Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange should never be scared of Scarlet Witch. He should be like, okay, let's go. You know, he should be calm, sitting there, portaling her across bloody some fucking dimension somewhere. You know,
yeah, bitch.
You know, like in that Ragnarok scene where he's just throwing Thor all over the place. You know,
yeah,
like that. Where was that power?
I have been falling for 30
minutes.
Speaking of Thor.
I've heard mixed reviews. I'm not surprised that Gore is probably underused.
Okay. All right.
I've heard there's a bit of a love triangle between the hammer and the axe.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a spoiler. That's in one of the clips that they released where Thor's trying to grab him there.
He's like, come a daddy.
Stormbreaker comes round. I'm like, oh, for Christ, are we really doing this? Oh,
right. So, I'm not a big fan of Ragnarok. I don't hate it like TCK does.
It was great on first watch. After that,
I'm not excited for this movie, but I'm gonna watch Minions instead. But I'm seeing it tomorrow. But I just
good point, King Cobra. Good point.
Exactly.
No. Execute order 69. But yeah, carry on as you said before. Carry on with your Ragnarok. I'll be right back.
But I can't. I'm not hyped for this movie. Other than No Way Home, this space has just been lacking. And you get Christian Bale in your movie. I'm not liking what I'm hearing about this movie. It just sounds like it's just one big comedy. Yeah, Ragnarok is just fun, Tristan. I agree. It's just fun, but it's not Thor. But I get it. Yeah, it does have a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I'm not hyped for it, but I'm gonna see it because it's Marvel, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it, but put it this way: if you're not a fan of Ragnarok, then it's a good bet. You're probably not gonna like this because it seems like everything's kind of doubled down. And the thing I have with Ragnarok is, on first watch, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fresh change of pace. I thought it had that Guardians of the Galaxy type kind of vibe to it. But then on rewatch, I'm like, I don't like what they did with the Warriors 3. I didn't like that at all. Surtur was underused. Hela was just kind of, the motivation wasn't really strong.
It was non-existent.
You know, she was powerful as shit, but I felt like the time that we spent with Jeff Goldblum and all the orgy jokes, you know, and all the, you know, like the tampon deleted scene and stuff. You know, the time that we spent with that shite, you know, we could have been, like, there's a great scene where Loki and Thor are in the elevator, and he's like, Loki, I thought the world would be like, that's a good scene. And what do? They follow it up with a joke straight away. I'm like, the tone of it is inconsistent. Like, let us feel this emotion. These two characters have been on a journey since the beginning of the MCU, and the get help thing is funny, but I think a couple of minutes of breathing room just to let that scene sort of set in. That's my problem. Inconsistent tone. It would be like, the best example I use is, you know, when Daniel approaches Robbie in season 3, after he finds him on the run, and then he turns Robbie into the police and he says, And then Robbie's like, don't bother. And then Daniel's like, we can still get help. And then throws him at the police officer. Like, what the? Like, tonally, you're like, when Robbie walks off with his mum there, like, it's ominous. It's like, oh shit, Robbie's about to go to the dark side. Like, you can feel it. But if he throws Robbie at the police officer, tonally, it messes up the scene. That's what Ragnarok is.
Yeah.
Like, it messes. Tonally, it's just not. It would be like while Vecna's like killing Max, all of a sudden, it's my birthday starts playing. Like, it's like tonally. It's my
birthday.
It doesn't work. I don't like it. It tonally. It's like in Revenge of the Sith when Order 66 is happening. Instead of John Williams' score playing, it's going celebrate good times. Come on, as every Jedi is getting waxed. Like it's tone.
I mean, it just seems like with Thor, like the Infinity War Thor, that is comic
book
best Thor. That is Thor. Like that's Thor comic through and through.
Best Thor, and he's funny.
He's funny, yeah, because Thor in the comics is funny, but he's a balance.
But he's not a comedian, It's just funny,
Yeah, you got to keep like
the Russo brothers, man.
They know what to do. Like
they know what to do.
But I'm seeing it. I'm getting my own opinion. I'm seeing it, but
I mean, I'm at a point now where I'm picking and choosing what MCU I'm watching. Miss Marvel, I don't give a fuck about it. Couldn't care. Moon Knight, I really enjoyed when I first started it, but then as the episodes progressed, I was like, She-Hulk is basically a porn movie, but green, essentially. Then you've got, what's the next project down the line? There's another one.
I'll look it up right quick.
And this is the thing, we're just pumping out. Like I saw an article that said they only had 100 days of production and 100 days of like sorting out stuff for Kenobi. I'm like, that makes sense as to why the show feels the way it does. It feels like they're rushing shit out just to say they've got a new series this month. Like, I don't like that. It's Disney. We're going to be on your subscription service regardless. Even if you put out one thing a year, we're going to be there.
So after
you're the biggest company on the planet.
After Thor, there's okay, the shows. All right, we'll do the shows first because I'm not into any of these shows. After Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. What If season 2 in the line, and then Secret Invasion either this year or next year, which I'm hyped for. The films after Thor: Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, I'm giving that movie a pass regardless. I'm giving it a pass.
Yeah, even if the story doesn't float,
you got to give it a pass.
Yeah, you got to give that one a pass. There's no way they can make that an Oscar movie. You can't.
Ant-Man Quantumania, I'm hyped for that because I think
said Aunt May and Quantumania.
Ant-Man Quantumania, but I'm Ant-Man. I think it's going to be a sleeper in my opinion.
Yeah. Ant-Man needs that kind of movie because the first two,
I enjoyed the first one for what it is, but the second one,
Jesus, that ghost character. Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Trash.
Guardians 3, I'm hyped for.
Oh, dude, that will probably be the best of the three because we've talked about this before. James Gunn's probably said to them, "Okay, you're dying. How do you want to go out?"
Yeah.
Like, don't be surprised if half that Guardians team dies.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna go, most of them. Star-Lord and Gamora and Groot are probably going to be the only three left. I think Rocket, he said he hasn't got.
Who the hell gives a rat's ass about a She-Hulk project?
Yep. I mean, Rocket said he hasn't got a long lifespan anyway. Drax's life mission is over. Sucked at it, but his mission's over. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, that disappointed me. He didn't really do much against Thanos, but hold his leg. And scream, Thanos!
And then you got the Marvels and Fantastic Four.
That will be fun.
Yeah, I don't really care about the Marvels, but Thunderbolts I'm hyped for. Yes, I am hyped for Thunderbolts.
Oh, Abomination's next. I don't like they've got the look of Abomination right, but the feel of him isn't there.
like right now as a fan,
There's something about pre-MCU that I miss.
like, and people like my friends, they get on me about this, and they don't understand. Like, I'm a fan of comic books, like Marvel.
Yeah,
and
we'll be
DC.
here long after you go away.
Yeah, like so when I'm judging it, I judge it differently than others because
we go back. Like
we
we stick around. We don't just show
Yeah.
up for one movie because it releases. We come back the next week to see the next thing, and then we go back. You know,
right now I'm only excited for Spider-Man,
Yep.
and yeah, I'm a Spider-Man fan, like more
Yeah,
than
it's not
more
the
than I am.
MCU. You know,
Yeah,
it's
more than I am with the whole MCU. I'll be honest, I am, but I'm only excited for Spider-Man, Captain America 4,
and make bloody, Bucky White Wolf, please.
I don't understand why that's taking so long. But
Yeah, just make him White Wolf. Why did? Apparently, they said they were going to change the title card to the Falcon and the White Captain America and the White Wolf. Why'd you keep it Winter Soldier? Like, you had an opportunity. And that's actually my main complaint with that show. But I just feel like with this current slate of Marvel, even going forward, yes, Doctor Doom would be great. Yes, all these things would be great. But I just feel like I'm getting to a point now where I wouldn't say fatigue, but there's a lot of shit right now.
yeah, it's okay. It's the
I'm just gonna call it what it is. There's a lot of shite. Like, I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over half of the MCU. Like there is a lot of shite. Seriously,
I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over the whole MCU.
because seriously, there is a lot of shit. Like there is a lot of stuff in there that I wouldn't even get past my English teacher in school, and it's getting put into major motion
You said that.
productions. Like, how in the frog ass is this happening?
It's like you were at a restaurant and you're just like, this is shit. I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over the whole time.
Yeah, I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over 20 MCU shows, please.
Oh, man.
Would you like a dash of DCEU to go on top of that, sir? No, I would not.
Oh, that was
Not
funny.
after the Mr. Ezra's going around choking me.
One Top Gun Maverick over the entire MCU. It's just the way you said it. You said it's not a shite right now. I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over the entire MCU.
Well, it's like as I said the other day with Toy Story 3, you had the perfect ending, and then Toy Story 4, Woody buggers off to go make Toy Meal, and and he's just like, reach for the sky. Like, I mean, what are you?
Reach for the sky.
But it's just, I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over half of the MCU, and I'm not overselling it, I'm being honest.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick is a great film.
It's one of the best films I think I've ever seen, and that's not even me overselling it. It's just the passion and care and dedication that was put in that. Yeah, Green does look good.
Dude, there was a grown man crying next to me.
I'll do fucking. There was
even I got teary-eyed. So.
Mind you, there was I was in tears, but there were two girls down the road where we were sitting that were laughing because Tom Cruise was so short. Like, when he's standing opposite Miles Teller.
Yeah, and he was short.
And you know how like they frame a shot so that eye lines would match?
Yeah.
He's literally looking like Miles Teller's like this and Tom Cruise is like this. It's just like the height difference. I'm like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, it's aside from No Way Home, aside from this absolute, and do you know what? Can superhero fans stop doing this thing where everyone loves and praises this movie when it comes out? Now all of a sudden it's overrated.
Yeah, okay.
Can that stop happening?
People are doing that with the Batman and No Way Home.
Talk about ungrateful. Like, don't get me wrong. I know it may sound like I'm ragging on Marvel a bit here, and I am. But and it's warranted, and I'm right. But at least I'm fair. Like it's just because time has passed doesn't mean this is overrated. Let's not oversell it here. At Christmas time, every man, woman, and child and their dog was losing it at this movie. Every single person, even casuals, were losing it. Where has it all gone? Like this is where it ties into that theme of superhero fans being ungrateful. Now, as I've said before, it doesn't mean we deserve a load of shit either. But at the same time, we mustn't also forget how much stuff we've gotten, which who would have ever thought was possible?
Yeah.
Especially something like Infinity War, which again is regarded as just one of the best movies, not just superhero, but one of the best of all time. And then Civil War, Winter Soldier. We've been treated. We have been treated.
Like
I mean,
people don't understand how.
but I've lost the disc. I've lost the disc.
Oh, you better clean that disc good.
Oh no, I meant the just the case. I mean, yeah, we've gotten a lot of shit, but we've gotten a lot of shit. But let's not, do this thing of where because a couple of months have gone by, No Way Home is overrated. Like,
and also people use overrated in such the wrong way.
The wrong way.
You throw the word everywhere. Oh, this
Loki is overrated. That's an example.
It is overrated.
Just because
the why it's overrated because people just like it because Tom Hiddleston's Loki and it's set up. It sets up the multiverse. Set up.
It sets up nothing.
I'm sorry.
If they don't even pay anything off.
If I hear one more person say a project, if it's not good, right? If I hear someone say it sets up this, it sets up that, it sets up A and B, it sets up glue in your face. I don't care. Like
solvent free.
Like no. Why are we doing that? Because now they did it with Venom, Let There Be Carnage, right?
Oh, gee, don't bring that up.
When people got to see it early, and the Marvel YouTubers that don't keep it real, they're like, oh, this movie has its problems, but it's still enjoyable. It's fun. But the post-credit scenes,
I hate that shit.
I really do. It grinds my gears, bro.
Put it this way, right? Let me get No Way Home again. The post-credit scenes of this suck.
Yeah, they do. They do suck.
They suck. Like I'm gonna be honest. If we're talking every post-credit scene that's ever post-credit scene, whether it's MCU, Fox X-Men, pre-MCU, whatever the case may be, this has the most underwhelming post-credit scenes of any MCU movie besides a few of the others. But the movie is so good that I don't care. Like when did the glue in the face? Oh, here we go. Oatmeal, yes, sticky hands. But
oatmeal in your face, oatmeal everywhere.
We've made a concoction, oatmeal glue flavor. Go and try it out. Don't do that. Actually, don't do that. That's a Donald Trump maneuver. Woo! Donald Trump 2024. But essentially, when did it become the defining factor? And shout out to YouTubers that do this, where Venom 2 review, Easter egg, full post-credit scene explained. I'm like, whoa, fuck that a minute. The movie, please.
I'm glad CKW brought this
in and they screw over Carnage.
CKW, put his shit on it. Okay, here's the thing. I get what you mean, but there's a YouTuber named E-Man's Movie Reviews. He keeps it real. He keeps it real.
Oh, I've seen his latest vid.
And he still gets invited to the premieres. Here's what I think it is. Some of them are afraid that they won't get invited, but also they don't want to admit how they're shills. They don't want to admit that it's not good. That's what I think it is.
Mm-hmm. If you know, you know. But essentially, yes, it's just, and this is the other problem is post-credit scenes are cool, but put it this way, right? I'll give you an example. I didn't even know there was a post-credit scene in the first Iron Man for about 5 years. I didn't realize until no, seriously, no joke. I literally left the credits rolling. Yes, I let the credits roll because I was listening to the soundtrack while I was doing some stuff. And then all of a sudden, Mace Windu appears on screen. I'm like, excuse me, whoa, where is this? What? The Avenger Initiative. I was like, how have I never seen this? What the fuck?
So you didn't know until 2013?
No, I didn't know until I think it was 2011 or 2012. It was before the first Avengers, but it was around the time Cap and Thor were coming out. I didn't even realize it until then. And I was like, bro, I've not known for like 3 years. What the hell? Like, I was losing my shit. I was like, how the hell did I not know? And the good thing about that is, I really loved the first Iron Man. And I didn't even know there was an end credit scene. But the movie was so good that I went back and I liked rewatching the movie. But now it's all about the post-credit scene. What does the post-credit scene do?
Set
What
up,
movies
set
are
up,
we
set
setting
up.
up? What? Who's cameoing? It's like, when was the bar for quality that? Like, put it this way. Eddie cameos in Stranger Things this season. He cameos. Whether it's stock footage or whatever. He cameos. And it's great to see. But it's not the defining trait of this season. It's just cool to see. That's what it should be. But at the moment, it's like, oh, we got this cameo over here. You want a bit of this? This character's returning. It's like, your story sucks.
Oh, let me tell you this though. When I first saw Venom 2, I went to my cinema, Regal RPX, great cinema. Went inside, nobody was there. Just one dude who actually he seemed like he enjoyed it way more than I did. Because he was laughing at everything, all the Venom jokes. I was like,
yo, dude, I now know who I am.
Yeah. But
cringe.
I was like watching, and after I was done, I was like, huh. That was shit. Like I was
There's
like
one scene in that movie that I actually enjoy. It's when Carnage puts his arms on both of the sides of the screen and yells. That was good. I like that. And then the rest of the movie, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here? And then we've got this bloody, Tia Dharma looking design, to contrive a reason why Carnage and Eddie Cletus have a problem. I'm like, no, that's not the character. Cletus and Carnage are the most bonded symbiote and host out of everyone. Because Carnage loves to kill for fun. Cletus loves to kill for fun. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Seriously, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? And then you kill him off? I'm like, and then you've got Anne there, and you've got the boyfriend and this weird sort of subplot. I'm like, what are we doing here?
He's out of here. Like,
I stand by what I said. You kill Anne, because then you've made it personal between the two biggest, baddest symbiotes. You kill Anne. You kill her off. It's all you have to do.
And not to mention,
but we need to see She-Venom and Eddie in a threesome scene or something. No, we don't need to see that.
We're probably not gonna. We're not gonna see Spider-Man and Carnage fight. We're probably not.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen.
Probably not. Beat me to it. Oh man! But it's just, why is it like I'm tired? I only look at movie reviews by people I trust anyway. I don't look at the Marvel YouTubers because they're just gonna praise it. But
yeah, because every single one of them goes, "Oh my god, guys, this was like so amazing." I was like spraying everywhere. Like, it was amazing. I had such a great time. I was throwing popcorn, and I can't wait to go to the next one. Go see it. 10 out of 10. It's like, well, hang on. I have a few questions. No movie is a 10 out of 10. Let's just be real here. What's its real?
Except The Godfather. Like,
oh, can't wait to see that shit show. Yo ho, yo ho. I like Jeremy Jahns.
Jeremy Jahns is, yeah, he's good.
Jeremy Jahns, Chris Stuckman,
Shane Chandler,
Zach Pope, he's good.
I love Zach Pope. I love that guy.
Good. He's very fair. I like him.
Chris Chandler's good.
Oh yeah, Chris Chandler's good. Dave McRae doesn't do many.
He's my favorite though. Chris Stuckman is so funny. He's funny. His hilariosities. Oh my god.
Oh god, have you seen his Jaws one where he's like, she has a connection with the shark?
Dude, the part where he's like, Michael Caine, what the fuck is Michael Caine doing here? How did this happen?
It's funny when he sat there and he's just like, I just don't really know what it was about. And he just laughs. Real Rejects, yeah. It's
I like
Real Rejects are good. Tyrone Magnus is pretty good too.
My thing with this though, it's like, why is it that people are saying stuff like, "Oh, it sets up like it sets up this
movie." Fuck the setup.
What is it? No, We could get to that later. What does the
comes out
film
in 2024? We're in 2022. Like, what's this movie saying? Like, that movie comes out 2 years from now. What's this movie doing right now?
right?
This movie sets up a new, like, this movie, for all intents and purposes, soft reboot Spider-Man. Like, if you want to be real, it soft reboots him.
It kind of
but it doesn't undo Homecoming or Far From Home. It strengthens them because of the reboot. And it's an emotional reboot. And it sets up the fucking next Spider-Man movie that's like 2 years from now or whatever. But this movie is still good. It sets up Doctor Strange too. But this movie is still good.
People
Then you look at
forget that WandaVision, No Way Home, and Multiverse of Madness were all connected. They were.
Did a good job with that, didn't they?
Okay. Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home connect. WandaVision does not connect to No Way Home at all, in my opinion.
Nope, doesn't connect to Loki either.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Clickbait.
But like, why? With like reviews and stuff, I know people don't like reviews. Like, okay, form your own opinion. Obviously,
that's important.
But when a review is out, like when a bunch of reviews kick in, they can give you an indication of what you're gonna get.
Yep.
Like if it's a mixed bag, then
it's probably going to be a mixed bag.
You're probably either gonna like it or enjoy it. When No Way Home came out, the reviews were like loving it. It was good.
Like there's very few people I found that, like, obviously there's criticism of the movie. There are issues there, but it's such an enjoyable movie. I can look past them, you know. Yeah. And one thing it does do is, even though it has access to 3 Spider-Man's worth of multiverse, it doesn't go, hey, let's get Topher Grace, let's get Dane DeHaan, let's get Kirsten Dunst, let's get this, let's get that, let's get this, let's get that. Throw it all in there. Kill it off within 5 seconds, Doctor Strange 2. Each thing that's in this serves the narrative of the story. And even though Peter 2 and 3 are in this, Tom Holland is still the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they're Spider-Man 2, but he's still the star of the movie.
Unlike Multiverse of Madness.
Unlike Multiverse of Madness. Again, also, wrong title. That movie should be called Rise of the Scarlet Witch. Multiverse of Madness, my arse. They go to 3 universes and that's it. That's wrong titling. Now, to some people, it may not mean anything, but to me, I like when titles reflect the movie. Put it this way. Transformers The Last Night has a more fitting title to its movie than Doctor Strange 2. And that movie is arse. That movie is asinine. The movie sucks. Like, it sucks, dude. It sucks. Like, the movie is terrible, but at least the title reflects the actual fucking movie.
He said it's asinine.
It sucks.
It does. It's
Star Wars The Last Jedi, as much as I have my feelings on the movie, and I know you do too, the title reflects something in the movie.
It does.
The Multiverse of Madness. What multiverse? There's like 3 Earths that they go to. The madness is when I'll tell you what the madness is. The madness is who approved Black Bolt, right, to go, you know, and then Mr. Fantastic to be broiled like spaghetti, right, while Maria and Peggy are standing there in a little girl power moment while their friends are dying. I'm like, what are you doing here? And then they both die. I'm like, this is supposed to be the Illuminati, the Guardians of the Multiverse. It's not just the Guardians of the Galaxy or Earth's Defenders or whatever. No, it's the Guardians of the Multiverse. And they're made to look about as incompetent as bloody Where's Waldo in a Harry Potter book. Like, it's ridiculous. When you go to a Fast and Furious movie, you get Fast and Furious. When you go to Batman Begins, you get Batman. When you go to see Pirates of the Caribbean, you get Pirates of the Caribbean. When you go to see Doctor Strange 2, you get Scarlet Witch, you get Doctor Strange nerfed, you get Wong thrown around the place, you get some weird contrived storyline that doesn't make any fucking sense. You got bloody a Wanda trying to kill kids, you know, because I'm a mother. Get that fucking shit out of here. You've got bloody Vision that's not used. You've got Loki that's just non-existent, even though we've been setting it up this whole time. So this whole setup business means nothing. if they don't use it. So they may be setting up a movie in 2024, but if it's not used in the movie in 2022, I couldn't give a frog's fat ass.
We're not there. I just because when you said
sorry, I had to rant. I had to get that off my chest. Like
when you said that, you told me that because you saw it before I did. You said like it wasn't Multiverse of Madness was like okay. You told me that you don't know if I will like it.
no,
I was like, shit.
Oh yeah, but yeah. I was like, I don't know if you're gonna like this. Like,
I was
and remember what our early conversations, like we knew the Illuminati were gonna die. Okay, we knew that, but my worry was how it was gonna be.
How it was executed,
and how it was executed was like a toddler wrote it.
Look at Tristan's comment. They did, bro. They did.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you make him die like that? Like, if you're gonna kill him,
you can't
fine.
have him go like that.
Like, if this is the one time we see Patrick Stewart in the MCU, okay, it's fine. But at least have him die, like saving Wanda, and then Wanda and Scarlet Witch are having an internal battle for control.
That's much better.
Have him die with a purpose. He dies like a bitch. Like he literally dies, gets his head snapped, and that's the end of it. And he just goes.
What is this?
Yeah, what's that? That's worse than that Angela. Because he just goes. Like, what the hell? And then Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, my ass. Like, for Christ's sake.
Out of you.
Oh, one word out of it, and you'll die one day. What now? I'm like, you literally just told the opposition how to beat you. What kind of Xbox 360 party chat rubbish is this? You're literally telling the enemy how to beat you. Who wrote this? Who wrote it? Who wrote this movie?
Who wrote this movie?
Yeah, who read it? Michael Waldron and Jade Bartlett. Michael Waldron and Jade.
He also did Loki, by the way.
Oh, that explains a lot. Michael Waldron and Jade Bartlett. You should shame on both of you for that. shame.
Okay, you know my problem with this whole thing.
Shame on both of you. And Scott Derrickson. He would have probably made a madness, I tell you.
Oh, okay. Let me start with this. Okay, what did we get first?
Shame on both of you.
WandaVision came out first. Okay, I like WandaVision. Okay, it's not that bad. It's over.
Better if you watch all of it all together.
Yeah, it's better
really
if you
flows well.
Yeah. Okay. The whole thing with it, every episodic, it's okay. It doesn't work. Okay. Because the payoff is just not there. But and then the last episode is the worst episode of the whole entire show. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, I enjoy. I like it.
Yeah. Got a few issues over there, but overall really good.
Overall, it's really good. It's really the 6 episode format. Can they stop?
Get that shit out of here. Stop it.
Stop.
It sucks.
Get that shit out.
Because what my problem is I assumed it was going to be 6-hour-long episodes of intense story and whatever. But no, it's half an hour Saturday morning cartoon, oh, this will never be over. I'll get you next week. Like, like in Pokemon when the team thrown away. That's what all these shows are doing right now. Even Kenobi. Like, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
These 6 episode formats just don't work.
Can you like Disney? Can you have a bit of pride in what you're putting out, please? Like, can you have a bit of pride?
It's a mandate.
Whoa! No! If it's a mandate, then everything's screwed.
That doesn't make any sense because, like, the Mando was 8 episodes.
Exactly. What the fucking?
And also, is Andor going to be 8 episodes or 9?
I think it's going to be more. And then season 2. So basically, season 1 is going to be the first year, and then season 2 they're splitting it up into 4
and also
parts. So then by the end of season 2, it matches
9.
up into Rogue One.
WandaVision was like 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Now get this 6 episode format out of here.
It sucks. Again,
it's terrible.
When you watch Transformers: The Last Knight, the title is reflective of the movie. The movie sucks, but at least you know what you're getting. With these 6 episode shows, I don't know what the hell that like. And the thing is, they're not bad. It's just they're not doing they're not good. Like, they're just average.
They're just average. Like, it's like, come on, MC.
Like, I'm starting to convert to anime. And I'm not ragging on anime. Anime is dope, but like I'm starting to literally care more about anime than this shit now because it's just like put it this way, like Stranger Things, right, is reducing its runtime next season for a lot of its season. Okay, so it's going to be shorter, but you know full well it's still going to slap.
Yeah.
These shows just aren't doing it.
Get the 6-episode format out of here. It's terrible. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, especially if the episodes are like 30 minutes. Oh, yeah. But no, it says 45 minutes. Yeah, because 15 minutes of credits, you donut. So it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes, not 45. 30 minutes. And it's not the standard 10-minute credits, right? You've got like this weird thing. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the ending of like any credits to any Disney Plus show. It's like this weird language section of the credits where it plays for like 5 minutes in different languages. So that's another 5 minutes of credits, right? So 15 minutes. You've got 15 minutes of credits, okay?
Oh, fucking
So you've only got half an hour of the actual show, but then you've got 5 minutes of recap. So you've only got 25 minutes. What shit is that? Just release Disney Plus original movies. That would be better. Because then you have it fucking all together. And all right, you don't get to release it weekly. All right, and all the MCU fanboys are going, no, fuck off. Right, release a movie once a month. One Disney Plus original movie once a month. Hell, I agree with this one. Peacemaker has 8 episodes. I agree with that. You know, and the good thing is a Peacemaker. What's the runtime of each episode of that?
They're like an hour.
Yeah,
they're like 45 to an hour. Sometimes 45 minutes. Sometimes it's like an hour.
Yeah, between 38 minutes and 47 odd minutes. But at least, like, even though that does it, each episode doesn't feel like it's leaving any minute wasted.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes of credits. That's why when I see these articles that are like, oh, this project's about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like, no, 2 hours and 10 minutes because it's going to be about 20 minutes of credits and 2 post-credit scenes. Like,
yeah,
stop overselling it. Like, adjust the credits, people.
I agree with that, Tristan. 2 Marvel movies. No, I'm going to go like this.
3 Marvel. Three movies.
3 films a year because they like, you have to be fair here because they like
once every 4 months.
Yeah, once every 4 months. A show in between the 3 movies, and that's it. That's better.
3 shows, 3 movies.
And you have the shows where, like, it's a show that, like a Daredevil show, like not a.
And this is the misconception of it. Everyone, like, Disney, we're gonna show up. You're literally the biggest company on the planet. We're not going anywhere. Like, you could release nothing for a whole year. And look, that actually worked out better. They took a break. And how long was it between when they released WandaVision and Endgame? Like a year? Like, they didn't release anything Marvel at all.
Yeah.
How well did that pay? I mean, don't get me wrong. Fans started having absurd theories like Hugh Jackman was going to show up and whatever. And some a lot. Yeah, fucking SpongeBob SquarePants will show up for some reason. You know, open wide.
Open wide.
But, you know, that show got huge acclaim in its first opening because it was the first thing Marvel we'd seen in like a year, you know? So this whole, we have to release things every month to keep up with demand. You don't got to do that. You're Disney.
Yeah. Like,
you weren't doing that before.
I just don't.
We're going to be there.
Yeah.
Could be a fucking World War III going on outside. We're still going to be going to Disney projects. Like, that. Not going to change.
And, like, let's be honest, they only have a Loki show. It's a TVA show with Loki in it. Like, they only have that to get. Clearly, this is what just make a damn TVA show. There's a TVA storyline in the comics. There's a TVA storyline in the comics. Just do that.
An Inquisitor show for Reva instead of hijacking Obi-Wan show.
You had freaking Owen Wilson as
the lead.
Mobius. That's a draw in itself. So it's a win-win.
Exactly. You could have just done that.
Like, you don't need to have we all love Tom Hiddleston as Loki, but his character is.
I mean, put it this way. I think the way Marvel are going to treat things going forward, unless an actor wants to leave, they're keeping them because they can make a show out of them.
Yeah, because
unless they want to leave, then they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen people freaking out over Thor: Love and Thunder in that way. So Chris Hemsworth is presumably still going to be around.
See, I see the film tomorrow, and and
you know what, Tristan? I'm as much as I love Loki,
I agree.
I think he should have stayed dead because that scene is so powerful. It brings everything full circle. And Loki, let's educate people who don't read comics. Loki is not loved by the Marvel community. Yeah. He's like a D-list character. No one really cares about him. He's just Thor's brother, that he gets beaten around now and then.
He's kind of a joke in the comics.
Yeah, he's a joke. And, if you want to really see what I'm on about, look up the Marvel Ultimate Alliance cutscenes and the way Loki is in that. That's basically what Loki was. Yeah. But because Tom Hiddleston plays him, A tier. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's commendable, but you should have kept him dead.
Yeah, because
that scene's powerful.
The only reason why they brought him back. The only reason why they brought him back is to say, hey, we're trying to further set up the multiverse and explain it using a TVA. We got to have him in there because. Yeah, it's like, no, you don't need to do that.
You don't need to do that. You didn't need to do that, Didn't need to tell me who you kept alive,
I know San Diego Comic-Con is coming up and they're going to announce some new stuff. And insiders have said that they're not playing around. They better not play around. They better announce some shit that makes me want to mix oatmeal everywhere because
just everywhere basically. Excuse me. Friend.
But because if they just announce don't announce any of the Disney Plus shows.
I mean, Phase 4 is going to be a non-event. It's I know it's transitional and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't even feel like filler. It just feels like we're just here,
That's filler.
It just feels like we're just here. It's like that Dragon Ball Z episode where Piccolo goes to buy a car. It's like, yeah, what are you doing? You just watched him die.
I know I don't want people to think I'm ragging on it. It's just this is more so me being worried.
Yeah, because if they announce, let's just say hypothetically, if they announce, oh, you've got a Wolverine movie, you've got an X-Men movie coming, you've got Blade, let's say they announce every every Marvel fan's wet dream that everyone can just go, oh, and do all that shit too, right? Let's just say they announce all that, and everyone just goes like that. This doesn't bode well. If they can't handle the transition properly, when they start bringing in new characters, we need to get attached to them the same way that we did before. Now, obviously, that might come with time, but realistically, the only characters I care about at the moment is Bucky and Sam. And Hawkeye, and Kate. Other than that, it's very sporadic for everyone else. I'm just kind of And I think one thing I need to prepare myself for is they're not going to repeat Endgame. That's not repeating. They could repeat it story-wise with Galactus or Doctor Doom and do things twice the size, but the journey is never going to be repeated because it was never been done before. Now it's going to feel forced, like they have to do it to keep the universe going, And it doesn't feel like Kang's the big bad either.
It doesn't. It just feels like he's not even Also, it feels like they're kind of rushing toward him.
Yeah, it's like they just threw him in there, And I said this the other day. As great as it would be to have Doctor Doom and stuff, it's like, who's the understudy? Kang, Doctor Doom, Galactus? We've got all three being set up right now. All three. Galactus is being set up with Eternals and the Celestials. Doctor Doom is going to be set up with the Fantastic Four when they're brought in. Then you've got, what's his face? Kang being set up with the multiverse stuff. Then you've got all the threats on the ground level. You've got them heavily advertising the original Netflix shows and stuff. And I do wonder if that's them preparing people for continuations with those characters. But again, even if you do a season 3 of Punisher, for instance, in season 2, he literally pulls a guy's eyes out of his sockets. Like,
yeah, you can't. John Bertha already said, like, I'm not coming back if you don't. You better make him like.
Him, then I ain't coming. And rightly so. Like,
I agree.
I'd rather take 2 good seasons of Punisher than half of the MCU.
I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over.
I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over half the MCU, and I'm generally not overselling it. I'll take one of those movies. Like, shout out to Stuart, by the way, who went to go see it. But even he said it's just a feel good movie. You just have fun, you know, it's just a good time. You know, feels like a respectable sequel. They treat the legacy characters right, and it feels so good that it, dare I say, it surpasses the original.
It does. It's better than the original,
and that's rare, very rare. You know, and shout out to Tom Cruise as well. You know, flipping out on movie sets and stuff, and you know, shouting at people. It's understandable why. Like, he puts out some good shit. But we are in this age now of just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
quality over quantity, people.
Like San Diego Comic-Con. I know that, and listen, they better bring back John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, because
I mean, I know people on. Have you seen the comments where people are saying they're kind of a bit iffy on him, like his portrayal? I've seen
anything out of him.
I've seen a bit of that before, but the thing is, we only had him for 2 minutes,
exactly.
And the memory we have of him is him turning into spaghetti or string cheese, because his variant in the multiverse is a dumbass. Thank you, multiverse. But essentially, you have to bring him in. Otherwise, whoever they bring in, you could bring in bloody Cillian Murphy. It doesn't matter. It's like people are going to be like, why is it not done?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a variant. It's like, doesn't matter. People won't see it that way. Like, people are already confused. Like, with the Joker situation, they're like, I thought Jared Leto geezer was the Joker. Why is Joaquin Phoenix the Joker? Why is Barry Keoghan the Joker? Like, who's the Joker? Like,
that's what I said. They gotta be careful with the multiverse.
If that confuses people, and we're confused already with this multiverse stuff, a regular person's gonna go nuts.
Yeah.
Like, how does this make any sense? Like, trying to explain pre-MCU timeline is bad enough. Throw in the MCU with it. Because
I have to have like at least 30. I have to sit down with a person with an hour explaining.
Yeah, because realistically, all the stuff, like, let's say Doctor Strange 2 with Patrick Stewart, you can't explain the emotional feeling of seeing Patrick Stewart there. You can't explain it. Like, it comes from like 20 years of Fox X-Men movies and a lot of bad movies in there. But it comes from, I did like how they gave him the line, you know, just because someone stumbles, loses. I like that one. I was like, okay, good. Fox X-Men wasn't all that bad. In place, some movies.
You will forget X-Men 2 is arguably the best X-Men.
Yeah,
it's really good.
First Class. I mean, hey,
First Class is good too.
Aside from what they did with Darwin, I didn't like that. Other than that, you know, I mean, there was always a theory that he actually survived, but
I don't see that. I don't see that.
But they never really answered it. I mean, technically, he shouldn't have died because he can't die like that. But yeah, but Days of Future Past. I mean, dare I say it? That was Endgame before Endgame.
Yeah, it was.
And the way that movie handles time travel is arguably better.
One of my coworkers today at work, he said a hot take. He said he didn't like Days of Future Past. Like, he said it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said that. He said that.
But I'm about to turn this to red. Well, I need some details.
Well, he said like he said like he was fair. He said it's a good movie. It just doesn't work for him. Like,
oh, okay, all right, no, that's fair.
He said like the acting and is good, but he said like the time travel element of it kind of just gives him a headache, and I can understand that.
Yeah, time travel is a bit of a mixed bag in movies for people. It can get confusing.
Yeah,
it can get really confusing. Yeah. I will take one Logan over half of the MCU.
I will take one.
That's going to be like the new thing now.
Yeah, I will take
along with right hand. You fool! I'm just going to try and read it in King's. You foolish mortals!
You were warned.
what defeat would bring. I underestimated you. Like, gee, get that fucking shit. What is this Disney Vader? Like, Jesus. Jesus. And then I say that, but then they go and have him killing kids and they give him the scene in Rogue One. I'm like, so why do you have the typical Disney Vader and then the normal badass bit? Pick a Vader and commit.
Work. I just don't understand why it's needed.
I just don't understand why it's needed. Yeah, I just don't get it, you know?
How do you feel about Thor: Love and Thunder? Like, are you like, do you think it's going to be like better than Ragnarok or like the same or?
Well, I don't know about better.
Yeah, it's hard to like. I think they'll be on the same.
I think it's going to be. Put it this way: I don't know if it'll be better or worse. Then I'll have to see the movie to come to that consensus. But I think that Jesus, I look like a mustache twirling. You know, on guard. I've got my bloody mustache. Like Jack when he bends the mustache around. But essentially, if you weren't a fan of Ragnarok, then this is going to be doubled down. And I've already seen people say the movie tonally is a mess.
Yeah, they said
that's like a common criticism, and I said, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
Taika Waititi, man, I'm sorry, he just. And look, I wouldn't be surprised to see it for myself.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I gotta see it for myself, but it's just I don't.
I guarantee you, Thor's gonna say to Jane, "My stick's bigger than yours." Like that's like, I guarantee it. You know, it's predictable.
You
and when it's predictable, it's not fun.
Like the post-credit scenes set up a lot, so it sets up. Sets up.
I don't give a fuck what they're setting up in 2025. What are we doing with this movie right now? Like, I will take one Iron Man 2 over half of the MCU. Well, a quarter of the MCU. I don't want to oversell it. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'm with you, Tristan. I'm just gonna go in there expecting just a crazy radical time because I'm so disillusioned with their treatment of Thor. I'm just like, you know what? I give up. Like, they're all probably sat there writing the script, jerking each other off about all the orgy jokes that they're going to be making about Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. You know,
Taika is very weird with those. Like, I feel like he's trying to tell us something.
I mean, put it this way: every writer has a bit of themselves in the material they're creating, and the amount of sex jokes that are in Thor Ragnarok alone, Taika. You don't need to tell me what you get up to in your spare time.
Yeah, bro.
You don't need to tell me. Like, it's, you know, I'll have what he's having.
I'll have what he's having.
But literally, like, it's that thing of there's a part of you in whatever it is that you're writing.
Yeah.
And again, I just Taika, you didn't need to tell me, bro. You didn't need to tell me, you know. Especially that tampon joke in Ragnarok that was deleted. Jesus Christ. That fucking. How did we get there? Jesus fuck.
The Russos need to come back. I'm sorry, they need to come back.
If X-Men are done, I want Russos.
The Russos need to do it.
No one else.
The Russos.
No one else. X-Men, no one else can handle because the standalone characters and the small groups, I don't mind other people doing. But the X-Men is such an expansive group. I need someone or two people that have a great vision, and that's the Russos. Anyone else pales in comparison. And the Russos we trust. And if we're being 100%, the MCU isn't that great. It's the Russos that made it great. Let's just keep it a buck. Like, come on. Like, at first Avengers, good.
As far as like directing wise,
but in terms of best movies of MCU. Civil War, they did that.
They
did that. Infinity War, they did that. You know.
Yeah, like I'll put you like this though. Like they made the films that's mostly talked about.
Yeah,
like Endgame, Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Civil War. Like those are the most
heavily political too.
Jon Favreau, I'll put him second too. He
heavily political as well.
Yeah.
But very good. Very, very fucking good.
Very,
very good. Before, in a time when everyone didn't overreact to every small bit of slight or political shade. But yeah, it's just an interesting time with Marvel at the moment. But I've really enjoyed. This has been absolutely awesome. This is like a long time coming. It's crazy that I've been streaming with you for like a year, and we haven't done our solo adventure. The OG ship. Hashtag R Jacob. Spit out that water, son. Everyone put hashtag R Jacob in the chat again. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. And let's show everyone what we're going to look like in 50 years time. This is something that I made the other day.
Jesus.
No, I didn't make it. It's just a clip.
Show him his head. Come on. Open your eyes.
See, there's me standing behind RJ, and old man RJ is about to beat his ass with the open your eyes comment. That's like 50 years from now. But this is the first episode that me and the goat have done. And sorry, I just wanted the satisfaction to turn. It looks so good. Damn. Almost looks as sexy as me. I'll have what he's having, open wide. But Ben, I'll have one Top Gun Maverick over. I'll have one fucking, what is it? What's that bit where it's like, great balls of fire? I'll take that over, it's my birthday. Shit, cringe.
It should be interesting tomorrow because I'm seeing Thor: Love and Thunder with a friend of mine that loves Ragnarok, and I don't like Ragnarok. So if I don't like this movie and he loves, it's going to be funny as hell.
No mercy.
No mercy.
Whack him.
Oh, I will.
I mean, mind you, there'll probably be a joke in the movie about lightsabers being long or whatever.
And it's Star Wars.
The amount of sex jokes, man. Fuck. Why is the MCU so obsessed with pornography at the minute?
I don't know, bro.
Like, is it just me? Like, She-Hulk's like carrying men to bed. You've got Ragnarok talking about orgies and tampons, and then bloody Love and Thunder's got this like threesome kind of thing going on between Mjolnir and Stormbreaker and Thor. I'm like, what? What are we doing? Is Phase 4 the phase of like oatmeal or something?
Phase of the oatmeal.
But is it just the phase of the oatmeal? Like what? Just like Woody, with Bo Peep. Like, why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? It's not needed.
Like why? Can we not?
Can we not do this?
Can we not do this? Can we not? And also, I'd like to go back to a time when two characters on screen could be bros and not be in some relationship. Like that.
Yeah,
that's weird. I've already seen people talking about Steve and Eddie. Oh, steady. Like, what?
Another thing that have a problem with the MCU. Are we watching Black Widow at the moment? Right.
Oh God.
Hold on. I only rewatch this movie because the action is fucking top notch. But
if you're looking for a spy thriller,
that's the only reason why I rewatch.
You get what you came for. Unlike
the comic stuff is just not there. Okay, fine, it's whatever. I accept.
Yeah, but the title is reflective of what you get in the film.
Why do they have characters in here in Phase 4 that are so pointless? The character that helps Nat, he's got like 2 scenes. What's the point of having him in here?
Yeah, he was kind of like hyped up to be. Why wasn't he Taskmaster?
That would have been better.
That was the general consensus.
The general consensus thought that he was going to be Taskmaster.
But no, they had to go and screw over the character because 11 days of writing keeps the arseholes away.
How do you write? They did.
I'm sorry, you dare give Captain Marvel the outing of the first solo whatever, and you screw over Black Widow.
You can't do that.
And Black Widow was barely used for a good half of the MCU for a little while. She was just there, and we were all
already had her solo movie.
She should have got it first. I'll die on this.
Not Captain.
Everyone says, "Oh, you just don't like Captain Marvel." No, you're damn right. The movie's trash. It's Marvel's Green Lantern. It sucks. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It sucks and it's awful. It's pathetic. And it retroactively ruins one of the greatest lines in Winter Soldier. Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. Ow! Motherfucking! It's like, you telling me Nick Fury's eye gets scratched out by an alien dimensional cat.
Yeah, I thought it was like
Now, you see, with the scrolls being in this movie, I assumed that line was going to be he trusted someone and then someone blindsided him. That's what I thought it was going to be. Did they do that? No. Because that would have been very good and compelling and very good story driven stuff. No, we had to throw a joke in there.
why didn't they just go the comic route where he loses it with a
In
grenade
battle.
blast? Yeah, like it's better because in the comic,
Sometimes the simplest way is right there.
just do it with a grenade blast. Like that's how it was in the comic. Just do that.
Fucking over my boy Taskmaster, you bastards. You bastards. I'm sorry, you assholes. You better undo that shit.
People don't see. Real comic book fans know that Taskmaster is that dude in the comic.
He's a G.
He's a G man.
Fucking hell.
Like,
Like, before he
all
was even in the
these
Spider-Man
people-
game, he was always a G.
All these people on YouTube talking about Taskmaster. I'm like, you don't know Taskmaster. Shut up.
This guy's a G. Like, he's sick.
Yeah, he's
Not only do they do this weird gender swap thing with him. Like, if you're going to gender swap a character, and I don't get an opinion on it. Okay, you gender swap the character. Fine, he's a woman now. All right, at least keep the character there. Didn't even do that. Just made him a drone. He's basically a UAV.
yeah, and also
An NPC non-playable character that you can't play as in a video.
in my honest opinion, they also wasted Ray Winstone in that film. Departed fans,
Yes, they did.
you know, Frenchie.
You wasted my boy Ray Winstone. That's fellow English blood.
That dude is a great actor, underrated. Like, come on.
Oh, Marvel, you've been screwing up left, right, and center lately.
Should have had one before Age of Ultron, King.
Hell, we could have had a bloody Black Widow and Hawkeye show. You know, something like that. You know, them in their Shield days. You know, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that
I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over this.
I will watch that. You have Scarlet and Jeremy Renner in the same movie,
Bro, if Top Gun Maverick was made the same way the MCU are making half their stuff now, Maverick would have been a drunken loser somewhere. Goose would have been resurrected. Rooster would have been some emo goth teen. And then Hangman would have been not there. You know, like there would have just been so much weird shit. You know, it's. I get they want to differ from the comics to not keep it the same. But the problem I have with it is, in an effort to subvert expectations, they're screwing over the story.
Yeah. You can't write a script in 11 days. It's not how it works. If that's how it works, then oh, geez.
I know people who literally write, like there was one dude I knew from a couple of years back, a short film that he worked on for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
I've been writing my script for 3 years. No, 2 years actually. 2 years now. Like
This guy gets it.
it's a challenge. Like it's 11 days. I wish I could do that, but it's not that easy. But
Some fucking bullshit. Writing it on set in between takes. Is that how you treat the queen of the MCU? I dare you.
Black
There you
Widow,
go. As King would say, shame when you did it.
Shame on you. Black Widow is the queen of the MCU.
Jeez.
Like that's Mama Bear. All right, you don't.
That's Mama MCU right
Mama
there.
MCU. You don't mess with Black Widow. All right, you
Nope.
treat her with respect. All right,
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson. Come on.
You treat her with respect and with dignity. And did they? No. And we still don't know what happened in Budapest.
Why is that not answered?
Like, why did some like oatmeal go down that we don't know about? Like, what happened? Or we're just leaving it completely ambiguous.
See, I'm
You know
starting
what?
to think they.
You know what? It's probably a good idea they don't answer it, because they'll do a Captain Marvel thing where they'll have a cat scratching Black Widow or something right in the, you know, and then that'll be it. You know, it's probably a good thing they don't answer it.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm so disillusioned with MCU at the moment. I love Marvel, but this is just turned into one big Marvel ransacking stream. Sony are no better either. They're fucking that Venom 2. That was a fucking shit show. And that's another thing. The title is not reflective of the movie. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. Where was he?
Let there be ass.
More like Venom 2, Carnage is cameoing.
He was only in there towards the end. Like, what are we
And then
doing?
he's dead within 10 minutes. I'm like, what the are you doing?
That's why I said the runtime. I'm not a fan of it. I knew something was wrong. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I'm still. It's still funny how we call it the post-credit scene of No Way Home. That is funny. I laugh at that every day.
It's the post-credit scene of No Way Home. That's all it is. You could take out the whole of the movie, and nothing changes. And when you can do that, you've done a terrible job.
Yeah,
you've done a terrible, terrible job. Because if I can take this out and nothing changes, right? Take X-Men: The Last Stand, for instance, right? Asinine. Phoenix Saga's all over the place. Jean smashing everybody. Pyro's wasted. Beast.
Why'd you bring that up?
Sorry, if I suffer, you suffer. Fucking, we both need to suffer. But at least with Last Stand, right? You leave with something, regardless whether you like it or not. The movie serves the story. I don't like it how it serves it, but at least it does. Venom 2 does not serve the story in it. You could take it out and nothing changes. Last Stand, you take that out, you lose a lot because you lose the gravity for the Wolverine, you lose the gravity for first Days of Future Past. Like, you lose all that gravity and that build-up if you take that out. With Venom 2 and Doctor Strange 2 even, you lose nothing.
Now you talk about Pyro. Okay. Pyro in live action. That is a classic example of
also Australian. I just want to throw that out there.
When they change a character for the better. Because that is the best version of Pyro. Better than the comics, in my opinion.
Back off.
What do they do with him? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, he kind of just... Like, he has a duel with Bobby at the end, and that's about it. And like,
he gets headbutted, and like, what happens to him? Like,
yeah, is his head come clean off his shoulders? Like, is he dead or? It's never answered.
Oh,
freaking Sunspot in Days of Future Past, but they never answer it.
I don't.
And that's another thing. Wasting of characters. I hate that shit.
Like, I'm almost afraid to go watch this movie tomorrow because I want to like it, but I don't think...
I'm assuming the main worry for you is the treatment of Christian Bale.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Because if Chris Hemsworth was really being replaced like we worried about, then I'm sure by now we would have probably seen the outrage. So he's probably still going to be around. But that now I can rest easy. I can go, okay, that's fine. He's not been axed. And from what I've heard, Jane Foster is quite a vulnerable character, so that's good. That's really good. I like that
because that's a serious storyline in the comics with Mighty Thor. That's serious.
That's good. I like that. I'm glad that they're keeping true to the character because that's emotionally compelling. Don't fuck that up, Taika. And it seems to have done a good job with that. So shout out to him on that one. But if Christian Bale is wasted as Gore,
you gotta understand. People gotta understand. Christian Bale is a Oscar-winning actor. This dude is arguably his work ethic, like how he prepares for a role.
Yeah. You want him to lose 50 pounds, he'll go do it.
Say what you want about his Batman, but
it's still good. It's just the voice.
Still good. It's the voice. But damn, this dude, he prepares for a role like he's preparing. Like, oh, if I gotta be fat, I'll be fat.
Like he's preparing for the bloody Olympics. Like, for Christ's sake, like he gets into it.
One now, I did hear a comparison that he kind of is similar to Pennywise a little bit.
Oh, I like that.
Well, like the way
that dude's a knob, but you know,
yeah,
I like
not
that
like
bowling,
I like that comparison.
Bowling pin looking prick.
But yeah, like
crystal ball.
Buddy, if they bet, I will have a.
Also, they need to stop doing this thing where they keep saying, "Oh, this character is the best villain the MCU's ever had." Like, can we stop doing that? Like, they say that about every character. Like,
yeah,
it's not going to be better than Zemo or Thanos. Like, can we not? Like, do we have to keep doing this?
Thing is, like, Christian Bale is one of my favorite actors. You cannot waste him.
No,
you can't.
Oh, God.
You can't do that.
And the thing is, it's not like he's being used in the broader Marvel universe. He's only being used, presumably, in this movie.
One movie.
And if they waste him in this movie that he's probably only going to be in this one, then you know,
Yeah, it's like, all right.
because very rarely do they bring villains back to continue on. Like Zemo and Thanos are the exception, but by and large, most of them don't because they're meant to be. Villains are mostly meant to be reflective of something the protagonists are going through in that movie, and they're meant to be resolved by the end of it. So essentially, Gore will probably be gone by the end of this movie. Because you like Hela, you have to. I mean, Hela's probably still out there, but you have to get rid of him. You know,
Yeah.
it's like Malekith. You know, you have to get rid of him.
Oh, you definitely had to get rid of him.
Oh, how dare they waste Christopher Eccleston? For Christ's sake, man! All of Thor's villains bloody get wasted.
They do.
Shit. At least Obadiah Stane was someone.
I agree with that, Tristan. Green Goblin, Thanos, and Zemo.
I mean, the thing is, the MCU have yet to really make their own Norman Osborn, but in terms of multiversal stuff, yes, because technically Green Goblin
is.
I love that we can say that Andrew and Toby and like Norman, like they're technically MCU now as well.
Technically, yeah.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Right, technically, like
I love it. I love
Green
the
Goblin is an MCU villain. He technically is because that.
Well, I mean, even if they recast him like MCU wise as a new actor and whatever, this Green Goblin has taken away from the MCU one heavily. So
it don't matter. I don't think they're gonna have a new Norman. I think they're just gonna have like
Kraven.
Yeah. If they do have a Green Goblin, I think it'll be just Harry.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Or to be fair, you've got the equipment still out there. You got the glider and stuff. Maybe Ned could, you know.
Yeah, I know people are not high on that, but you got to give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
Jacob. The only way to know is you give it a chance.
I think he can pull it off.
Yeah, I think he could.
Like, if he cuts down and bulk he's already bulky, but if he cuts and he plays because he already had like a dark kind of tone to him towards the end. Was it just me? You noticed that, like with the black clothing and
which one in No Way Home?
Yeah. Like he was wearing like dark.
Yeah,
stuff. I think it's already foreshadowed.
I think that that's why the ending of No Way Home is so good, because I think that Peter, Ned, and MJ will be different. Like Peter will not be. He'll be different for like the right reasons, but like he's already the comic accurate Spider-Man. But MJ will be like the comic MJ, and also like Ned. I feel like he is gonna be Hobgoblin because the actor's been teasing it. He always teases it.
And you can have Harry Osborn be set up to be Goblin later. From like maybe he's inspired by Ned as Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
but I think maybe Peter beats the shit out of him to the point where Ned remembers that he's his friend or something like that. Because they're gonna find a way to make MJ and Ned remember.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna find a way.
She still wears a necklace, and he's got the Lego.
In some way, shape, or form, Ned and MJ are gonna remember. And plus, Zendaya and Tom Holland, you can't keep them split up. So
you can't like people got to look at it like this though. It's a win-win because fans get what they want, but also companies, because they're the draw. Like they're a draw.
They are the draw. They are. And I think, you will have Harry, Ned, and MJ back together again. But first, before we bring that trio back, we have to bring in Harry Osborn or something. Maybe that's how Harry becomes the new Goblin. Maybe he befriends Peter, and then maybe there's like a rivalry between Harry and Ned. Maybe there's like a back and forth there.
I agree.
Because then that way you have two friends. I mean, it's a bit, depending on the execution, could be a bit, tropey. Like, I'm more of a best friend to you than Ned. No, I'm more of a best friend to him than you, Harry. Like, and then one of them goes evil or whatever. And then by the end of it, you don't kill him off. Thank you, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And then you just have him have two friends. That's
what we have to do, because they can't keep doing like, bringing in these new kids. Like Spider-Man in the comics doesn't have that big of a friend group, so he just has Harry. They're probably gonna save Gwen for Miles. So like,
save Gwen for later. Because I mean, they could bring Gwen in, but MJ Zendaya. Like
it's if it wasn't played by
If
Zendaya,
it wasn't Zendaya, then
then
I'd
maybe.
say it's
Maybe.
like it could happen. But
it's
I mean, hell,
it's not.
put it this way: in the next Spider-Man film, Ned and MJ will be in it, but they'll be in it at a reduced role, whereas Harry Osborn and Felicia Hardy will take center stage.
That's what I think. I think they'll do that, but it's like that Sony president. He's like been saying like, okay, we're trying to get like Tom and Zendaya to sign a contract because apparently Tom hasn't signed his contract yet, which is smart on him.
He knows what he's doing.
You know, Toby and Robert, they told him, Toby and Robert.
Yeah, Toby and Robert, they said to him, Toby was like, maybe I genuinely don't go around advertising it.
Advertising
Robert was like, dancing his way through. But essentially, if the next trilogy plays out like this, right? Let's say in the first film, Ned and MJ are in it, but they're only in it sporadically. Maybe Pete is keeping an eye on them.
Kind of like Homecoming.
Yeah, you know how like in Amazing Spider-Man 2, how Peter was watching Gwen from afar. Maybe it's like that. Maybe he just watches them from afar. But Felicia Hardy and Harry Osborn take center stage.
Yeah.
The second movie, maybe something happens where the battle lines are drawn. Maybe they, Ned and MJ are more involved. Then by the third film, then you have conflict between Ned and Harry.
I can see that.
That's how I would do it. Like, it's a slow burn, but that's how you do it. You don't rush it. Like that. These kids, they're of a young age. You can really do some good stories. Like, imagine that playing out over a trilogy, where the first trilogy, Ned and MJ are the friends. The second trilogy, Ned becomes the villain. And also it starts out with Harry, and like it's a reversal.
It can be heartbreaking for him because if Ned does die, like if he does die,
because he's not in the comics, is he?
No, he is. He's different. Like he's way different in the comics. Like in the comics, he's very like.
I mean, I think I read one once where he was in, but I don't think he's in many.
In the comics, he does when he becomes like he's not even. I put this in context. He's not like I think Ned's like Philippine. I think I'm not sure, but in the comics, he becomes Hobgoblin because the other Hobgoblin forced him to become Hobgoblin, and So I don't know if they'll do that. They could do that. But
the thing is, though, they could kill Ned off, but I think because the story started with Ned, MJ, and Peter, he won't go. And then also it'll be kind of like Harry Osborn's kind of like thing of like, not killing your friend. But then maybe after that, Harry Osborn could be set up for that.
Yeah.
See, this is how you write good stories, people. And everyone's like, "Oh, but Ned and MJ won't be in. They will be in the next film."
They've already said it. The dude that runs. They've already said it. they said it before.
They're going to be in the next film. Like it's a given. But the roles that they have won't be as much as this film. And then as the movies progress, they'll start getting more and more and more. And then I don't know, Doctor Strange will do some bullshit again, and then they'll be back to normal. They'll remember. Give it time. Could you imagine if Ned remembers as he's about to kill Peter?
Ooh.
Like maybe Peter doesn't want to kill him. Like and then Peter lets his guard down, and then Ned's about to strike the killing blow.
See, I cannot wait.
Because there's no way Ned is beating Peter in a fight. The only way is emotionally. Peter can't do it. Like he can't kill him.
It has to be like the Winter Soldier and Cap fight.
I'm not going to fight you. You're my friend.
I'm not going to fight you.
This is his Winter Soldier moment.
Yeah, exactly. It works.
See, this is how you write good stories, people. You give it emotional gravity, not just throw shit out of there. Like I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over half of the MCU.
You're my mission. Yeah.
Then finish it, because
I can't wait till I cannot wait until he gets a symbiote. That is my favorite version of Spider-Man. When he gets
imagine if he gets that symbiote with while he's fighting Ned.
Ooh.
Maybe he puts a hurt on Ned so bad that he actually not kills him, but hurts him.
But also, it's like it could be a point to where it's kind of like a Spider-Man 3 moment with Toby, where he realized he had to get rid of the symbiote because he hit MJ. So
Yeah.
what if this is the moment where he's like, okay, I got to get rid of the symbiote because I'm going too far.
What
He
if?
almost kills Ned, and that's how he gets rid of it.
What if also, onto your point, what if they don't do the Harry Osborn Goblin thing? Because obviously, as much as I want to see Harry Osborn Goblin MCU or Norman Osborn, we've already had Norman Osborn's Norman Osborn's Goblin. We'll have Ned's Hobgoblin. Maybe they'll diversify it by giving what's his name, Harry Osborn the symbiote.
See,
because I don't want that Flash that Flash. I'm sorry, that Flash sucks. Like I don't want him
yeah,
getting it.
he's terrible.
Like
Yeah.
no,
Not
like,
against the actor,
comedic
but it's the
relief,
character.
and then kill him off or something.
They have see. I would like
Amazing Spider-Man.
Harry. If Harry comes into the fold, give him the symbiote. After he's done with Peter, that would be so good. I think they could do that so well.
If they bring in an MC, it depends if Sony will let them though. That's the thing. I would like for them to, but I don't know. I think because you'll have two goblins back to back, they might switch it up a bit and give him the symbiote.
I don't know.
It's interesting seeing how they'll do it, but a lot of this is very contingent on how much Sony are willing to play ball.
And that's a problem, right?
If Sony are like, you know what, you can have your own Eddie Brock, then Eddie will get the symbiote. If they say no, then Harry will probably get it. Because I just can't see Flash there's no motivation for Flash to go after.
There isn't.
There isn't any motivation. Now, unlike the Amazing Spider-Man, if you were to tell me that dude would have got a symbiote, yes. But this Flash, no. The one that's selling books and like, yo, Penis Parker, no. You're not convincing no one.
Yeah. Like he's like, boss, shut up.
Busted. I'm like, I'll get out of here with your Lionel Messi cut. Go away. God's sake.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm Spider-Man.
Lionel Messi cut.
When
you said Lionel Messi cut.
Yeah, it's like a shit Lionel Messi cut. It's like, for Christ's sake, every time a football player gets blonde highlights or whatever, everyone still kind of wants to do the same. It's like, God's sake. Sets the trend. But ladies and gentlemen,
Spider-Man.
This has been absolutely awesome. I love this. This is 2.5 hours of epicness of the GOAT and the Chosen, the OG duo. You know, we've come a long way from those Sam debates in the good old comment sections of old. You know,
those are
iconic.
Those are funny as well.
That they.
I was going against the whole chat.
They're the archives, right there. I was
going against the whole chat.
They are the archives of greatness. But this has been awesome. This is the first, ladies and gentlemen, of the OG duo. Hashtag R Jacob. We ship it. You know, I stand. Yeah, I know. You know, open wide and bend over. Jesus Christ. But this is the first of many. We might do these weekly. We'll see how it goes because there's a lot that we've got to say. And also, I want to give back to this dude because he deserves the opportunity to
rant.
Yeah. And, you know, and then Kings of Pop Culture is on Sundays and all that kind of stuff. Like there's a good mix. There's a good mix, a good ebb and flow. And then also I've done some streams with Darius and Shamoon here or there. But this is the GOAT and the Chosen, baby. This is Robbie and Kenny, you know? Yeah.
It's happening. He's coming home.
He's coming home. Like, I don't want that little bastard in Cobra Kai. Get him out of there.
He's just not going to be coming home this season. Next season.
End of season 5?
Maybe.
I'm going to get Sean, and we're going to come get you out of there.
Well, honestly, he could because Kenny, if they start, it's very similar to Hawk in a way. Like he could come home
to milk it for another 2 seasons.
Yeah, don't either.
Just get my boy out of there. Bring him home. Sean as well. Like, fuck it. Like, Sean's a brute that we need on the good guys. And Robbie, Kenny, and Sean, that's a brotherhood right there. Fuck Silver and his stupid ponytail. I don't give a frog's fat ass, but you get him. Like, Johnny would have fun teaching Kenny. Like that. He could make Kenny a little badass.
Yeah,
Kenny is a little protege like that.
he is.
Or a little prodigy, even. You know, he's the man. But, ladies and gentlemen, this has been The GOAT and The Chosen. And, no, let me do that again. This has been The GOAT and The Chosen. Thank you all for tuning into this stream. It's been great fun. And I kind of like it. It's off the dome. It's just whatever topic kind of comes our way. We spent about an hour talking about how great Stranger Things was. And then we've just been kind of ransacking Marvel here and there, especially the House of Mouse for a good last hour and a half. But this is good. This is really good. I think we've got the makings of something really good here. This is a better spin-off than most of. I'll take one GOAT and The Chosen over half of the MCU spin-offs.
I'll take one Top Gun Maverick.
Also, Tune as well. Tune into the next one because this was great. So make sure everybody you tune into the next edition of GOAT and The Chosen. It'll be episode 2. Not sure when it'll be going up, but I don't know. I suppose we could do these weekly whenever we have time.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, weekly, just depending on how both of our schedules line up and whatnot. And then we'll just be getting together, shooting the shit, and then talking about the latest topics and trends and whatnot, and just generally just speaking off the dome about fill in the blank, you know, about anything. And there's always new news.
I'm
scared
to see this movie tomorrow.
So, with that being said, you know, maybe the next thing we'll be talking about is Thor: Love and Thunder, and then about how my original point of I'll take one Top Gun Maverick for 3/4 of the MCU.
Oh, that is funny as hell.
And that will be, you know, yeah, that will be paramount. That'll be paramount. But Mystic, yes, RJ is the GOAT. Lisa, Tristan, Strike, King, Cobra Kai World. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you all for tuning in to this stream. Raise a toast to this absolute lovely person right here. That's it. Raise a toast to him. Tune. Make sure you all raise a giant toast to him right now because he's so amazing. Like, it's, oh my God, it's incredible. That's it. Raise a toast to the man himself. That's it. Let's get some mood lighting going on in here. That's it. There we go. Let's get some. Where's my hat at? That's it. Let me just put that there without it hitting me in the back of the head again. There you go. And as it's me and RJ, we can both do our signature dance that you've probably seen in a lot of the streams, which is no.
That's not the real cut.
That's not the real cut. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. Let's turn out the let's
end it right there. End it right there. End it right there.
Let's turn this music off. Let's turn this music off. And let's turn this saber off. Yes, shout out to everyone in the chat.
It's time to go.
Thank you for tuning in, but it's time to go. Much love to you all. So Lisa, shout out to you. Cody, love you, brother. Cobra Kai World, stay badass. Mystic, you're the dude. And if it's,
you apologize for his opinion. He's apologizing.
At this point, it's just normal. This is why Anakin was right. And shout out to everyone else watching on Rewatch. I'm not gonna lie, I love saying shit just to make you laugh, RJ. It's funny.
This is why Anakin was right.
But I'll take one Top Gun Maverick over half of the MCU.
One Top Gun
And
Maverick.
just for shits and giggles, here we go. Make sure you tune in to the next episode of The GOAT and The Chosen.
Please watch Thor: Love and Thunder, guys.
The world premiere of The GOAT and The Chosen episode 2 will be next week.